Hello again everybody, welcome back to the channel. Lots of ATC here at, well, lots of chatter and noise and stuff here at East Midlands Airport today. It is alive, and a very warm welcome to all of you tuning in wherever you are in the world. David, hello to you. It's not actually. Stand by, we've got SLC already kicking in. Hopefully you guys can see all this okay throughout today. We've got the new SLC version 1.6. Yeah, let's start boarding.
Start boarding if you're ready.
Great. I'll let the rest of the crew know and we'll get started as soon as the passengers start arriving. It could be a few minutes yet though.
Jolly good. Right, so lots to do. SLC and everything else as well. Do let me know throughout the stream if you notice bits missing from SLC through the pop-ups and things, because I've had a bit of an issue actually getting it configured for the stream today. And why? That's because all these different menus operate as separate windows, so I'm having to kind of double stream my screen today so that we can see things like this. Every time I set them as a source effectively, when I close them down it then wipes the source and I then have to reset it, so it's an incredibly manual process, so therefore I've double streamed the screen today. But yeah, new SLC version 1.6 looks really swish, and we have our own Osprey Airways A320 and 737 packs and some audio packs as well. So boarding it imminently. Very warm welcome to you wherever you are in the world. Hit like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Gav, good evening. Rab, welcome. Badger, hello to you, here they come. Only ground online and somebody can't reach them. Afternoon, the Flying Panda as well, Rab, Chris Packett, Carlito, Commentator, and Doc. Yeah, we're giving this a go, SLC. Not sure what to expect from it, it's some new payware. Say new payware, it's been out for a little while, but not in the iteration that this is now out at. And for the first time in a little while, back in the fly-by-wire A32NX for our service over to Poprad-Tatry in Slovakia, one of Europe's highest airports. So it offers a fairly unique challenge for simmers like ourselves, trying to operate in and out safely. In addition to that, it is one of the airports included in the MSFS World Update for Central and Eastern Europe. It's about flight time, about 2 hours and something, 2 hours 30 minutes roughly. And this is the first time ever that I'm using self-loading cargo, aka passengers. That's how they're also kind of referred to. That's better if we just do fast, like so. We've got a bit of work to do here because I've been fiddling around for literally 30 minutes getting self-loading cargo set up, so I am a little bit behind. But being in the flight deck means that we will be able to hear our cabin, our kind of intercom announcements and things from the ground crew below, whilst we've got all the folk boarding. We can loading, boarding, and ground control. Cabin crew managing the doors. Cabin management window, that's this one, isn't it? Boarding music, so that's actually playing at the moment. Osprey boarding music. I've put together a pack for it effectively. GPS primary. Request our winds. And yeah, we are out of Pyreegue Devco's East Midlands Airport today. Beautiful bit of scenery. One of the best, if not the best, currently for MSFS. Right, where are we at today then? So ATIS, let's fire this up on the screen for you. EGNX. Bam. Runway 27, transition 80, surface wind 270 at 9, loads of cloud, very low pressure, 9 at 84 hectopascals, wow. Very low pressure.
I have your flight plan, sir. You've spoken 2714, your flight plan.
So it's going to be Daventry 3 November, we are Osprey.
That's correct, thanks, just making sure that
665 Alpha.
Doing multiple hops today.
Agreed. If you wish clearance, I can clear you on the A32NX November departure now, sir.
Roger, sorry, just give us like 5 minutes. We're just doing everything GSX style. It's pretty fun, thanks. Ryanair 129, I will call you when we're ready.
Roger.
We'll have to wait for the passengers to get on board. Right. Yeah, Doc, I'll sort that in a minute. I just want to get the clearance and things as well. We've got 25 minutes or so before pushback, and in fact, we get that on, still learning this flight information page. So we can see that passenger boarding is in progress, aircraft loading is also in progress, and we're expected to be departing off the stand in 17 minutes from now. Apparently they're getting thirsty. No, they've only just got on the airplane, so... Gav, thank you, buddy. Very generous of you. Gifting 5 channel memberships to 5 of you watching today. Joey Goofy. Welcome, Mark. MG King, Dan86 and Andy. Channel members for a month courtesy of Gav. Right, we've done IRS in it. Wind temp. Yeah, a little bit behind here today. Jolly good. Wind request and all of those. And we'll wait for the zero fuel weights and things. Which is already there actually, so 61.7 slash 33.7. I've done that right.
Heavy.
33.7, 61.7,
onto taxiway Romeo.
33.7.
Take stand 20.
That's that done. Block fuel, Implucky Underdog, hello to you. It is a masterpiece, yes, absolutely. 8.7 tons of fuel for today's journey. And there's lots of customizable things within self-loading cargo. So at the moment I've got the cabin announcements here set to manual, so I can click here, intercom, voice commands are shown available. PA system, we can play the welcome on board.
Good afternoon from the cockpit, this is your captain speaking. I'd like to welcome you on board this afternoon's flight. I hope you're all well.
We'll cue those. What else have we got here? Intercom. No, PA system is the one that we're doing.
Ryanair 129, when you're
So
ready,
lots of learning to do with that. We're going to be playing around with self-loading cargo throughout the journey today.
You're cleared, have filed, squawk, as you are squawking.
Squawk as you're squawking.
Already pushback.
Oh, I love it.
Cleared as filed, squawk when
There's
I'm
our route
squawking.
and the METARs
And,
for the
we'll
destination
report when
and the
ready to push back.
departure.
Thanks, Ryanair 129.
So out of East Midlands on the A32NX November departure, and that looks like this. So runway heading to 1 DME, then left 223 degrees to 6.5 DME, and then at 7 turning left 158 degrees down to Daventry, flight level 90, 23 DME for Daventry.
Continue straight ahead.
Climbing away though, heading south.
Then take
When we get to Daventry, a bit of a sharp turn here. And that's because we're basically kind of using the routing from London Luton, which is a real service operated by Wizz Air. So we're kind of adding in a couple of extra waypoints, heading over Wellinbanto, Sidba, then to Redfer, border over the North Sea between UK and Dutch airspace. Heading just between Amsterdam Schiphol and Rotterdam, smack bang in the middle of both of those, routing eastbound, all the way across Europe to Slovakia, and yeah, looking for potentially an incredibly scenic arrival if the weather is good. But now it's time to get our clearance. We've got information, hotel, and we're a stand 11. So East Midlands ground, good afternoon. Osprey 665 Alpha, stand 11 A320 Neo with hotel on board. Request clearance to Poprad-Tatry.
Osprey 665 Alpha, cleared as filed. 73 November departure. Squawk 7611.
Cleared Poprad, runway 27 Daventry 3 November departure, squawk 7611 Osprey 665 Alpha.
Now read back correct.
Big thanks to, I think it's Terry, who's connected for some ATC today. Really appreciate that. 7611. I spent a lot of yesterday, in fact. I'll stick that on auto for now. I spent a while yesterday waiting to try and get the opportunity to connect and do ATC here yesterday, just to kind of knock the rust off, but I literally couldn't, for the life of me, get any slots here at East Midlands, and that's because it's getting loads of love across the VATSIM UK network at the minute. So controllers are pretty much, they aren't booking the slots to do ATC here necessarily, but they are queuing up waiting. So when someone's been online for 2 or 3 hours and they're logging off, there's already somebody waiting in the background to connect and fly and control East Midlands here. And it is really busy on the network as well. Oh look, we've got a louder Cop Ryanair. Yeah, this is by a long shot currently my favourite scenery in the sim. It's just exquisite. Really, really, really immersive. Beautiful details. Willem, hello to you. Leo, new on the channel. Great to have you on board. There's a Lufthansa A330 there. I'm curious. I wonder if it's a... Oh, it's an A330-300. Still. I'm curious to know whether or not that is beta tester or not from Aerosoft.
We have information on that.
Massive Simulations, g'day buddy. Mike Oliver, good afternoon. So yeah, lots of busy traffic here today. The ramp is full, we've done the boarding, and we can think about getting on our way. This is our new Osprey A320 livery, Foxtrot Papa Whiskey Echo. It's been painted by Tapsy.
Continue taxi on Alpha
Really
to
crisp.
Alpha 5 and I'll come back to you, sir.
Alpha 5, subject to Charlie, thanks.
It's bizarre because Poprad-Tatry is quite remote. The only
No problem, sir.
place where you
Report back
get
to me when you're ready. See what,
the only place that you can find an actual real life service is between London Luton and Poprad-Tatry as a scheduled service. That's because for some reason well, that's the only place that flies there. It's Wizz Air. Right, okay, so how are we doing here? So in it A and B, first page, we need to do this. That doesn't help us just yet. We've got a nice long runway. And thinking about it actually, VAS Airplane Toolbox, I believe. Let's see. FS add-ons. That's the problem with doing this double screen sharey thing. Can't hide the rest of it. There's got to be a better way of doing it, but I'll work it out. I wanted to show you guys safe loading cargo regardless, so that's why we're doing this weird kind of setup for the stream. It's more my side than your side. You just get to randomly see things that you wouldn't otherwise see occasionally. So, full length, 984 hectopascals, 270 at 9. Let's see, calculate. So, config 1 plus F, flex 57. According to VAS Airplane Toolbox, we need to do our thrust reduction, which is 1,000, 3,000. So rounding up here because the Airbus doesn't actually do it for us. It's going to be 1281.
32. Clear the file. 3 November departure.
81.
Squawk
And then the next one is 1281. Like so. Then we can add in our V-speeds.
7576, sir.
Happy days.
November,
Ooh. You know what I've not done?
Read that correct, sir.
Haven't started our flight on New Sky. That was close. 1225Z. Jolly good. Almost forgot to track that. Okie dokie. That's all fine. We'll leave the rest of that until we get a little bit later into our journey. And we've got our destination input. We'll just look for any discontinuities. There we go. There is one. We'll clear that to connect Daventry to Welling. Papa 166 Airway.
Seabird 245, would you confirm
So the
my
elevation,
date that you
Willem,
are receiving
is
voice
9084
message, please?
hectopascals. It's about 300 feet above mean sea level. But, stand by. That's the intercom.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. All passengers are now on board.
We're still waiting on the load sheet from ground.
No problem. I'll bring it to you as soon as they send it up.
Let's chase that up. Ground
Cockpit
crew.
to ground. Go ahead. Hi, how's it looking for the loading?
Oh yeah, Willem, the
There's
elevation is
about
really
5
high.
minutes remaining. Roger. Cockpit to ground.
Going to start the APU.
Go ahead.
Oh look, hotel startups there. That's really cool.
We're starting the APU now. Stand by for ground power disconnection in a few minutes. Roger.
Seatbelt
We'll monitor the
signs.
startup from down here and let you know if we see anything untoward. Roger.
Makes you feel a bit busier. So you can leave this this system here on automated, which allows you, especially you get like a little amber icon there instead of the little tiny black circle. 3 different modes. There's a manual one, which is what we're in at the moment. There's an automatic one, which is this now, where it goes green. The little icon there displays green. So it will then answer things for us. It'll answer the ground crew and things for us, and we can press the middle button. There we go. To then toggle back to the black dot, which means that we're manually controlling the comms once again. Jet 2, Fly UK, is a BA Embraer over there, TUI in the
Ryanair
Osprey.
729, hold position, you have not even filed a flight plan.
Oh god. The user manual for this is huge. I'm going to be kind of looking through it throughout the stream today just to kind of understand how it all works. But I am far and... It's a steep learning
All
curve, shall we say.
stations, all stations, stand by, I've just got to clear a rogue aircraft off the system. 2 minutes, please.
Ground to cockpit.
Here we go. We got our load sheet.
Go ahead.
There is a voice communication one as well.
Seems good. Nothing to report. We're off the ground power, so feel free to disconnect. Roger. Stand by, please. Ground power has been disconnected. Roger.
Need that ruddy load sheet. Where are you, Menzies? Right, where are we? So services. Yeah, ground power unit is no longer connected. So there's one thing I have done inside the SLC settings today, and that is configure for the use of... why is our beacon on? No, it's not. It's his beacon. That's really confusing. It's the use of third-party software for the purpose of
now. Normal service is resumed.
pushback, so like GSX in our case today. So that's what we're going to be doing. I've configured it so that we can use GSX for this purpose. I don't know if I've set it up correctly, I hope I have, but we'll find out, no doubt, in due course. Multi-scanner automatic, GCS automatic, predictive wind shears on auto. Don't really have a weather radar anyway, but that's fine. 1219 is our ground frequency. Beyond that, 1228, which is already pre-tuned and ready for us.
And ground Skyway 2616, stand 9 and request booking start, please.
984.
Right now.
Massive simulations
1, 2, 8, 9,
SLC,
25
self-loading
approved.
cargo. So a little icon at the bottom of the screen that you kind of see floating about slightly. Maybe I can bring it down even further. What's good is you can kind of scroll the wheel as well, so you can make it really big.
3616, requesting push, please.
Or you can make it really small.
Error. I'm a little bit stressed out with that last idiot. Right, sorry. Push and start approved, face wet. If you push as far back as you can, I'll try to get you out on Romeo.
Push through face west, Skyway 216.
So 12:25. We've got to have this load sheet now, surely. So we are literally at the
Ground to cockpit.
there we go, at the behest
ahead.
of the ground crew and the dispatcher, effectively.
Charlie November 59 Romeo Piper
We'll contact you for
Arrow.
You're closed up and the beacon light is switched on.
calling East Midlands ground, over.
It's been a
So that's another setting.
partially
So
moved.
you can set beacon light when you turn it on. They will then contact us for push.
I am 8.5
But
miles
I'm going to use
to the south of
GSX
you, and just
to prepare
want
for pushback.
to do a flyover at 1,000 feet over the airport,
Who's that?
heading
Okay,
to
so how
the
it works is this. There's normally a controller in the air, and there isn't one, so you don't have
Who's
to
giving
ask
this
me
poor
for
controller a
permission.
hard time?
I'm only a ground controller.
being
I only
courteous
control when your
to
wheels are on the ground. So go to Unicom 122 display it and enjoy your flight.
Roger, will do. I was just giving you the...
Yeah, many
Notice,
thanks
so you
for the
weren't
politeness,
prepared.
but that's how the system works. Take care, bye-bye.
Brilliant passenger count here, the current crew here, total number of souls not including yourselves here.
Thanks.
Lovely, that's the cabin
Okay,
crew. I was wondering what that was.
Set to go whenever you're ready.
Okay, great. You can close the doors whenever you're ready.
Okay, I let the crew
Charlie
know.
November 59 Romeo.
So while that's happening,
8 miles to the south of East Midlands
There's a bit of a
Airport,
disconnect with the A32NX here.
Close doors.
and doing a flyby at 1,000 feet from
Who's
East
still
to
transmitting on this frequency?
over the airport. Charlie November 59 Romeo.
You're on the wrong frequency.
Locking gear.
I know, Mike. Hello,
Ground,
Thomas,
very
welcome.
Good afternoon, Osprey 2472 with you at Span 6.
There's Ian.
Information Hotel requesting IFR to Poprad-Tatry, please.
Harry's just picked up the PMDG 737 today, very nice. The 600 variant, nice one. Long push on South Romeo, wow.
Ground to cockpit.
Custom sounds in this, by the way.
Go ahead.
And East Midlands Ground Osprey 665 Alpha stand 11, fully ready, request push and start.
We're all set, so feel free to get connected and start when ready. Roger. Ground tow is connecting. Roger.
Where's he gone? Radio check.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
Matthew, good morning.
Just a reminder, if you're using software to track your virtual airline flights, you might want to start it now if you haven't already.
I like that. That's a good one. Little reminder, look, from SLC. Don't forget your SkyTrack or your New Sky or whatever else.
Roger.
That's really cool. Little prompt there just to make sure that we have started our
Ground to
flight.
cockpit. Go ahead. Tow is connected. Release parking brakes when ready to push back. Roger.
And we're not ready yet. It's flashing away. East Midlands Ground Osprey 665 Alpha. Where's he gone? We're going to be late. We're 1 minute late now. Come on. Where's he gone? Oh, he's doing text now.
Skyway 2616, request taxi.
East Midlands ground. You receiving? Where'd he go?
No, not sure.
No, they're on text. They're just giving a BA push start clearance. Him. Which is annoying because I'd asked for pushback before him.
All stations on this frequency, he's just gone offline.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he's doing a little restart. Edinburgh traffic, Osprey 665 Alpha after the British Airways and Embraer on stand 12, pushes and taxis, stand 11, push and start. Maybe he's doing a little restart of his system. Euroscope client. Sometimes the audio client that the controllers use, sometimes the actual radar system as well, they kind of just crash out, so the controller has to then restart it all effectively. It can take a few minutes, but this BA is like the world's slowest pushback.
On East Midlands traffic, Skyway 2616, taxiing holding point 27 via Charlie, pullback and Alpha.
What is he taking so long for?
We lost him. That's the Osprey aircraft. If you want to push hello position, you did request first.
Is that the Speedbird transmitting?
That was me, the Chanex aircraft on stand 10.
Oh yeah, Roger. I'm waiting for this Speedbird doing the world's slowest pushback.
Roger.
We'll be going in a minute.
Oh my god, he really is.
So this is going to be interesting. Let's open SLC up.
Anyway, switching to 1228.
And we can have a look at this. Slightly negative overall experience now. We're delayed off blocks. You know what? If he starts to take his time,
2616
then I'm going to just push back and ignore the guy.
Switching income as well.
1228, Unicom it is. Ah, you know what? I'm not waiting any longer. I don't know what he's doing. East Midlands ground. East Midlands traffic rather. Osprey 665 Alpha stand 11, push and start. Pushback. I want nose left to face east on Charlie, I think. So, where are we? Yeah. Actually, no, it's facing west on Charlie. Is it?
East Business traffic, Golf Johnny for Papa Alpha, PA18, overhead Shepstead for a zone transit north to south.
I don't know what he's doing. That's made us late now though.
We'll be reporting the overhead, East Midlands.
It's probably in the FSS E-Jet. Okay, let's pause the music.
Golf Bravo, Alpha Mike Charlie, Cessna Caravan, inbound for touch and go.
And engine 2 starts.
20, tell any more. Eastern traffic, Osprey 2472 is pushing back from stand 16 and we will be facing
Good afternoon, Baker
to
Sonny.
the east. Eastern traffic.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, Harry.
Eastern traffic, Cogolog 383 is...
But do you notice there was a BA aircraft that was pushing
back and
this
facing
way?
east.
That was what the controller instructed him to do, so therefore I'm doing the same. Because I think you exit via, is it Quebec, and then you turn right.
The parking brake is off. Roger. Tow
Weird.
is attached. Steering pin is inserted. Stand by while we start pushback.
Okay, so that's the bit I needed to do.
Okay, Captain. We're clear of the stand and you're free to start engines.
Nottingham
Starting
traffic,
engine
this
one.
is Charlie
Roger.
November 59 Romeo. 10 miles to the southwest for a touch and go. Runway,
So lots to learn with this. PA system.
Charlie November 59 Romeo. Starting traffic, Golf 1 Charlie, left down there, runway 20, touch and go. Starting
Please set your parking brake. How's it going?
We're just in the middle of securing the cabin for takeoff.
You can disconnect.
Okay, thank you. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Thanks very much.
We're now going to explain the safety features on
Ooh.
board this Osprey Airways aircraft. Captain,
Can you hear that? That's our safety demonstration.
safety. It is important
Parking brake
to
is
pay
set.
attention
Roger.
and follow instructions.
Stand by. Please keep your parking brake on while we monitor engine startup and disconnect the tow. Okay, Captain. Looks like a good startup on all engines and tow
In
is
left.
disconnected. Nose wheel is free, so you're good to go. We'll get ourselves disconnected now, so have a safe flight. Look out for the pin on the left, and we'll see you next time.
The seatbelt sign is in the
Thanks
panel
very
above
much.
your head.
Pin on the left, and we'll
If it
see
is
you
on,
again
please
soon.
return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. We recommend you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible during the flight, even when the sign is off. If we encounter any unexpected turbulence...
Okay, so engines 1 and 2 are good and available. Flaps 1 plus F. Ground spoilers aren't. Cockpit door is locked. FCU is set and checked. Lights and signs. Pop that on. APU bleed off.
Should you have to leave the aircraft out
East Mid traffic, Cogolog 383. Does anyone card not to provide the Q&H?
leave all baggage behind.
984 hectopascals.
984, many thanks.
Is placed below.
There we go. I'm going to put that on automatic now so we can listen to
traffic, Golf Charlie for Papa Alpha.
SLC kind of working in the background as it's meant to, because I'm pretty useless at these things. Pins left. Where'd he go? His? She?
Handle in the direction of the red arrow. Opening the doors automatically inflate the evacuation slides.
At East Midlands ground, East Midlands traffic, Osprey 665 Alphas taxiing to hold point
The aircraft has
Alpha 1 runway 27 by the central apron, Quebec and Alpha. East Midlands traffic.
on water. Your crew will issue directions to
What have we got here? We go full right on the stick,
Cogolog 383 is
back to centre, all the way left,
8 miles southeast to the field.
back to centre,
Touch and go and we'll join
all the way back,
runway 26.
back to centre, and all the way forwards back to the centre. I've got to do rudders as well, so I'm just going to slow down because the sim is overly sensitive first few times you hit it.
in the event of the cabin air system failing.
So we do a few of those just to
Panel above your head.
make the sim kind of remember the presets we had for it.
Around your head and breathe normally. Please note the bag does not inflate. Do make sure you fit your own mask before fitting anyone.
So those of you in our Discord server with SLC and you want to fly for Osprey Airways, I've put this sound pack together with some boarding music, safety demonstration and an after landing announcement, which will give you guys the opportunity for it to just play automatically in the background with the crew controlling things. Simon says, did you say that there was a setting for GSX to do the pushback? Yeah, there's a tick box in settings for...
runway 27.
in fact, let me show you, because I think I can show you here. That one. Third party services. No, it's not. It is... I'm looking for it, bear with, I'm still new to this.
The crew will now make their way through the cabin to prepare for takeoff, so make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened, your seat in the upright position and your tray table stowed. If you have any questions, please ask.
Hill traffic, Golf Delta Tango finals, runway 26, touch and go.
Taking help.
Thank you for choosing Osprey Airways.
It's in here somewhere. There's an option about
Hello.
Hi, Captain. The cabin is
additional
secured for
services, third party.
Thank you.
takeoff. Let me know when we're ready to take off, and I'll get the crew seated and secured.
I will.
Sorry,
No
November
problem.
59 Romeo, Nottingham traffic, final runway 27.
Okay, auto brake max. Takeoff config. Test. Normal. We'll do crew seats for land. Takeoff. Big old cargo looks in the background there. Look at that whopper. Very nice. And yeah, everybody's pushed back now. And I was going to take a screenshot.
Runway 27, Nottingham,
God
runway
damn it.
27.
GSX.
Terminal traffic, Golf November Delta is left base, runway 26, Terminal.
Get back on the line here. Taxiing on idle.
It's business traffic, Golf Johnny from Papa Alpha is transiting northeast past Long Eaton VRP, East Midlands.
Past the old fast station. Very nice. Such a stunning bit of scenery, this.
Plain Hill traffic, Golf Delta Tango touch and go complete. We'll be joining a left-hand circuit 26 before departing to the northeast.
I didn't see them do a touch and go. They must be in a tiny plane.
So November 59 Romeo, touch and go Nottingham complete with a right turn out to the northeast. Resuming course.
It's with traffic. Whoever the Embraer BA is, you just cut right in front of me with no call out.
Oh dear.
Oh Christ.
Gotta still do it properly, folks. Let's not cut in front of people and get in the way and things. If you're calling for push, you push. You don't muck about.
Watson traffic, Golf Charlie for Papa Alpha.
Not on that sim.
18, pushing for straight in, runway 34, touch and go.
3,
Bottom
3-4.
Bravo Romeo, taxiing on bound 1275 Central.
So wait for this Skyways to depart.
Any speed traffic, Osprey 272, taxiing to runway 27, holding point Alpha 1 via the Central Open at Quebec and Alpha.
Perhaps SBA pulled right in front of the cargo looks. Oh god. Jeez. Gone rogue on Unicorn.
Golf Delta Tango downwind left hand 26, visual 1 on 026. Take that.
Terminal traffic, Golf November Delta, finals runway 26, touch and go. Followed by left-hand circuit and departure to the north.
Who's on 26? Joffinek. There's a little plane over there. Right over the power station actually. There's a tiny little plane I can see. Can't see no one on 26. I have no idea. Maybe I'll put TCAS on. Got TCAS. Yeah, there he is. You guys can see roughly where he is now. East Midlands traffic, Osprey 665 Alpha is holding in turn Alpha for 27.
Traffic, Golf Delta Tango southeast of the airfield, departing the circuit to the northeast. VFR, taking out.
Ease off north. They must be busy.
Hi, Captain.
Cabin crew, seats for takeoff, please.
There we go.
Captain.
Eastman
How's it
traffic,
going?
Charlie.
We're just
1-6,
waiting for
taking off
Everyone
27,
seated
departing
and
by the
seated.
723 November
No
departure.
problem.
Give
Eastman
me a
traffic.
call if you need
So
anything
it seems to
else.
be linked to a keybind of strobes. Connecting that cargo looks fantastic, doesn't it? Look at that. Really cool.
Terminal traffic Golf November Delta, touch and go complete, left hand circuit before departure to the northeast. Terminal.
Someone's smashing some circuits at a nearby airport. Just don't know which airport. It's not East Midlands anymore though, I don't think. So the Jet 2, oh, sorry, not the Jet 2, the Fly 2 is gone.
Sire changes traffic. Charlie number 59 Romeo, intending overhead pass from the south to the north.
Approach looks clear.
1,300 feet.
Near the people laughing in the background. Control visualizer on.
Final traffic is final. Charlie for Papa Alpha is final touch and go.
East Midlands traffic, Osprey 665 Alpha is taking off runway 27 Daventry, 3 November departure. East Midlands traffic.
East Midlands traffic, calculate straight free, we'll line up behind at the departing. Osprey.
So he's off to Madeira. So we don't need to worry about him. Flex, SRS, runway. Speed's alive. 80 knots. Quite a bit of rudder to just maintain the centre line. We use a lot of the runway today with this derated takeoff. Here we go. V1, rotate. V2. Positive rate, gear up. And then the control visualizer is really pointless at this point because the fly-by-wire does it all for us. Yeah, there we go, look at that. Stunning. What an airport scenery this is, eh? Let's go autopilot 1 on. Takeoff inhibit mode is active.
East Midlands traffic runner 227 on stand 74 is push and start.
And East Midlands traffic Osprey 665 Alpha, final call 2000 climbing. Oh look, there's Donington races. Cross lever climb. Still a high rate of climb for now before we look at doing anything else. So in a minute we'll see the aircraft nose pitch down, we'll begin to accelerate away and then we can think about flap retraction. But East Midlands fairly steep departures to begin with because it's nestled within lots of different airspaces. There's the quarry. To the south. Yeah, new sounds in the fly-by-wire dev branch. Fantastic, aren't they? As Joey Goofy's saying. Yeah, McClark, watch all my tutorials. So go on the channel to the playlists tab and you'll find lots there. See how we're doing. No flights issues. 18 passengers awaiting service. Crew not released. Toilets locked. Wi-Fi suspended. How do you release the crew? Cabin management. Cabin crew are automatically managing in-flight services. There's so much learning to do with this. No, that's what I was just on. Flaps.
Cabin crew, you're free to move around the cabin.
There we go. To press the little ding dong. I can just hear lots of chimes. Very impatient crew. Passengers. So flaps are up, ground spoilers disarmed through standard pressure. Big old jump in altitude now. We'll keep going to 390. and the crew will get rid of. Well, they will deal with the passengers as we fly along. Let's have a little look. Is it that one? So we can kind of see what they're doing now.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. You may now use your electronic devices. Just a reminder to make sure that you keep your seatbelts fastened until the sign
No
is
Wi-Fi
turned
yet,
off by
Joey
the captain,
Goofy, so
and
we have to get
before
a
you
little
allow
higher
you around
first.
the cabin.
It's going to adhere to this
In
constraint.
We will be starting one of our in-flight movies. If you require headphones,
That one there.
please contact the flight attendant and we'll be happy to help. For those
East
who
Midlands,
board your own,
the ground.
Then we'll just go to open climb now, just to revert back. Yeah, this looks really good, doesn't it? We can filter various features. We can look through the passenger manifest
please clear all aisles and ensure that the
as
staff
well.
are placed in the overhead
See who's happy,
bin.
who's not.
Appreciated. Thank you.
Alpha.
Don't forget that if you need assistance for any reason, just press the
Cabin
button
crew
above your head
member
and the flight attendant
Elena
will
Edwards is on the
be
uniform apparently.
And with that, I'll take the
And you can kind of see them moving around the cabin. Look, I'm starting the service. Never used anything like this except for Pack Sim,
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign.
which is the
You are now free to move around the cabin. However, for your safety, we do recommend
from the
that you
Luke Air
remain
tool.
seated with your belt fastened at all
It's
times
freeware.
during the
It's a
flight.
freeware version of
Thank
this.
you.
Also requires FSU IPC7, but yeah, it looks really good, doesn't it? That's gone amber for cabin management. That's the toilet flush behind. Oh. Movie starting in 5 minutes, drinks in 10 apparently. Which is good because this all just happens in the background now. Yes, toilet 1 and 3 are in use at the moment. Toilet 2 is available. Wi-Fi is now online. Depending on the layout of the aircraft, you can choose whether or not your aeroplane has Wi-Fi or not. We do because we're Osprey Airways and we're posh. So we've got all of that.
CT7 is going to taxi to runway 27 via Delta, Victor and Alpha.
Yeah, it looks really quite smart. So each one of these you can actually click. So I'm going to click on him. Oh wow, look at that. So we can see the statistics for Wade Stevens, seated at 14 Echo. He's male, age 37, listening to music. I hope I'll be able to have a drink shortly and eat shortly. Flight is relaxing, he's getting thirsty 26 seconds ago.
Taxi to runway 27 and we'll hold for the departing jet 2.
We can see the crew there. There goes the toilet. That's brilliant. Hopefully you guys can hear those noises in the background. Flight punctuality, look, we're getting slammed for that because we pushed back late. Comms and information poor. We can do that ourselves. We can do like a captain's announcement. We can use the PA system, look.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you enjoyed flying with us so far. We're currently climbing up to our cruising altitude of 39,000 feet, so I thought I'd give you a quick update.
Just taking that from our Simbrief profile.
Our destination and expect to arrive on time as planned. You'll next hear from me just before we start our descent. I'll be sure to keep you updated if anything changes, but in the meantime, please feel free to relax and take advantage of our onboard facilities. Thank you.
Look at me, Mr. Customer Service. Oh wow, look at that over there. Huge rainstorm, massive cumulus. LD, yeah, so if I was to turn the seatbelt sign on with a bit of turbulence later, we might give it a go actually. There is an option there where you can transmit yourself. There's the toilet again. You can transmit yourself via the intercom system to explain to the passengers what's happening, why you've turned the seatbelt sign on, but I've disabled that inside the SLC settings because when I worked at British Airways as cabin crew, if the seatbelt signs went on, the cabin crew announced that the belts were on. So that's what I've toggled it onto instead. So instead there'll be a cabin crew announcement. But yeah, good question. Sotes, hello to you. This, by the way, is available in early access at the moment, self-loading cargo. And it's on selfloadingcargo.com. Where is it? be able to buy it. I don't understand where it is. Yeah, weird. The website's not particularly user-friendly. Let me log out of it. Oh, there you go. £16.99, which is actually quite a reasonable price for a passenger and cabin simulation, just to help give you that little bit of a richer immersion in the back. I mean, naturally, I'm going to leave most of it on automated and green, so I don't have to do very much. But it's nice listening to the chimes and the dings that you would hear in real life with the crew working away in the background, the toilets flushing and things like that as well. There's Daventry, so steep old turn to Welling now, onto the Papa 600 airway, I think it is, en route. What have we got here? There we go, look at that. Very, very nice. Tracking the flight on Valanta, as always, and New Sky. My goodness. Did they all eat something rogue in the terminal today before boarding? All we've had is toilets. Sounds like when I was in the Dominican Republic. Can't talk about what I do now, Tom, but I was at BA for a number of years. Well over 10 years ago, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start one of our in-flight movies.
There we
If
go.
you'd like to watch, please plug in your headphones and select Channel 18 from your armrest remote. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the film.
Nicholas, hello to you. Am I using reshade? No, we're not, buddy. I just use everything default in the sim, basically. It's, the visuals in MSFS are good enough to not need any reshades. But personal preference, I guess. I think it's incredible without it. Oh wow, look at that. If I go to, where is it? It's this view. Those contrails, my goodness. Massive simulations, yeah, they're on flightsim.to. I've got an entire custom camera pack available for it. Oh wow, we can hear the toilets outside as well. Roy, hello buddy, good afternoon to you, I hope you're keeping well. There we go, look at that contrast stretching out to the sky up north there. I do love our Osprey Airways livery, it's pretty unique, isn't it? Quite spectacular. So not flown into Poprad-Tatry before. Not really certain what to expect with it, but we could potentially have difficulty with the mountains, the weather there. Recently, I think somebody loaded in yesterday in fact, and the weather was really bad at Poprad-Tatry, so it's one of those things we'll find out when we get there. But you can use the command METAR or TAP in the live chat with the airport code for our destination today, LZTT, and it will give you the forecast like I've just demonstrated in the live chat. Nicholas, it's on flightsim.to. Massive increase in performance, Roy. Yeah, just everything ran a lot smoother. Everything seemed a bit more stable. The boot time was a bit quicker. Vortex, it is. It's a whole another world. I resisted for a little while, for quite a while, and I thought there can't be much of a difference between 1080p and 4K, but yeah, the sim, it's kind of given me that buzz again, like I had when Microsoft Flight Simulator first was released, with it looking as stunning as it did. Being a groundbreaking flight sim and all that sort of stuff at the time. Still is. But yeah, in 4K, it's kind of like flying again for the first time in the sim. And you're seeing lots of different lots of different features and little things that you don't notice before. Whether 2K to 4K is worth it, Ellis, I'm not sure, but obviously you guys watching, if your internet's quick enough, then I am streaming this in 2K 60 frames per second. with my RTX 4090, but where I am now, watching my sim and the screen, it's in 4K. Should we have a look to see what they're doing? So seatbelt signs are off, the flight information, then we've got a couple of people up and about. It's only 5 people have got their seatbelts fastened anyway in flight. Clever people. They're my kind of passengers. Sensible. All toilets are in use. Drink service is about to start. In-flight movie is playing. Happy days. And now we're on time. Look, we managed to get that time back. A satisfactory flight overall experience. Very thirsty. Whoa. These are demanding passengers, aren't they? These crew need to hurry up. They're happy with the Wi-Fi speeds, that's good. And so far, overall, oh no, that's Stephen Wade still, that passenger. How do I get rid of him? Satisfactory flight. Nobody's really pleased. They're all incredibly thirsty.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to serve our drinks menu. Choose from our menu of hot tea and coffee or a number of soft drinks. Please make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. Thank you.
It's quite smart, this. Happy to hear from the cabin crew again. That's just a few seconds ago. So you can kind of watch his thought process, if you like, throughout the journey. All his thoughts there: I really need a drink, I'm getting hungry, I'm feeling faint, I really need a drink. My goodness, they're so precious. Now this person here, Jessica Gonzalez, says 19 seconds ago, I'm glad to have been able to use the toilet. Insane. And yeah, so SLC, you put your SimBrief profile in, and then it works out all of this basically. Oh, Ian, that's not good. I don't know how to deselect a passenger. Okay, you click it, and you click them again. That's better. Look at this, we're working this out all the way through the flight. Oh, you were mucking around with SLC, Ian. What exactly were you pressing at the time, just to make sure I don't do that myself? So I know FSU IPC can be a little bit faffy at times. There's Redfar, so leaving UK airspace at that point into Dutch airspace, 32,000 at 280 knots. Oh, look at those fingerprints on the MCDU. Dirty screen, I like it. Slovakia, Alice. Should we see how we're doing on Volanta? There it is. I restarted FSU IPC as it seemed to freeze and then bang. Oh yes, yeah. Don't. If FSU IPC goes down during your flight, then you can pretty much guarantee that your sim is going to crash to desktop. It is a bit of a weirdly unstable aircraft. Add-on, I mean, not aircraft. I was looking at something else on the screen there. Who have we got then? So we've got Peter there, Jet 2, EGNX to Poprad-Tatry. Cargo looks in a 748. My goodness, they're going to Poprad-Tatry as well. Whew. That's going to be fun to watch land. My goodness, Ian's just had his crash to desktop sadly, although we are all still departing, so you might be able to get in time. Ryanair 227's off to Innsbruck. Who else have we got? Alicante, London City, Flight Sim Gamer UK. In the A32NX. And the apron still looks pretty busy actually. There's the Night Shepherd, Osprey 177. Got a Tomjet off to Ibiza, Chanex to Corfu, and a Piper Warrior just off to Nottingham. And that's all of us. Nice, he's in the Osprey Holidays. Paint scheme, love it. Yeah, look at all that weather surrounding the UK at the moment. So north of Manchester, big old cell over around Newcastle, out to the North Sea. Over sort of South England at the moment, lots of rain. Pretty rubbish weather at the minute. It's pouring down with rain where I am. And then over the Netherlands, some pretty nasty weather. But look at that. Over Nuremberg. All the way up to Erfurt and Leipzig. That is really nasty looking, that, to be fair. And we're skirting just to the north of that, kind of actually through this gap between the two. Massive weather systems, and then heading into Poprad over here. First time flying in there though, as somebody mentioned earlier on, very high altitude.
Just begun preparing the service and will be starting service shortly. If you could please ensure all aisles are clear and bags are placed in the overhead lockers, that would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Elk says, I wouldn't have picked the Cargolux 747 if I'd researched the destination in any way whatsoever. I just like the colours. Adrian, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Does it give you credit or points when you fly scheduled timetables? LD says. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, we're flying for our virtual airline today, which is supported by SLC 1.6. Really slow climb here. 3.9. I think we're quite heavy, aren't we? Where is the perf page? Okay, optimal's 3.6. We'll do 3.5 for now. We'll level off here because we need to burn a bit of fuel. We're wanting the aeroplane to hit 390. That's what we were planning for in sim brief, but it might be that we're unable to do this. Look, maximum's going to be 360. Point us asking the aeroplane to climb above that, because at 500 foot per minute we might not be able to for quite some time. So we'll monitor through the flight today to see what we end up achieving. The question is going to be whether or not it picks it up in SLC. Still satisfactory though, very thirsty. I think the crew are struggling to kind of hit the aisles, but they're all being served drinks by the looks of it. There you go, 1 minute ago, enjoying a drink. So depending on if you're flying short haul or long haul, you can choose a different service within SLC. So for this today I've chosen a short haul standard airline service between East Midlands and Poprad-Tatry for our Osprey Airways flight today. And you can kind of see that actually on the window here. So at the top left it identifies the airline that we've selected within SLC. As I mentioned a minute ago, Osprey Airways is in that. So because of that, it's selected, and then our flight number has been taken from our sim brief flight plan. Hello Andy, welcome buddy, and yes it does, FSU IPC7 is required, massive simulation. You don't need the payware version, you only need, the free one is fine. We've then selected the aircraft that we're flying, A32NX, and we've chosen the Osprey Airways cabin layout as well, which has then given us this. You can find it on the SLC website, and it'll install it into your user account on the server, and then you'll be able to select it accordingly. Departure and arrival are up there as well, log time of 42 minutes. We started tracking actually at 11:35 for prep pre-flight, and then we boarded at 12:24 off blocks at 12:32. 9-minute taxi. So far we've been airborne for 24 minutes. So it kind of fills a lot of data up. If we hit both here, it then expands the menu further. And with that we can actually see the status of every passenger on board the aircraft, a colour representing whether they're happy, sad, or satisfied, kind of average grey. And the first 5 are the cabin crew on board today. It tells you what they're doing, like monitoring passengers, 3 serving drinks at the minute, and you can see what people are doing. So in one echo, 65-year-old female Susana Gonzalez is relaxing, seated and secured with a seatbelt on. She's got 2 items of luggage and 2 checked bags as well, all various different weights and things too. So you can kind of scroll through and see what they're doing. Ernesto Blanco's watching a movie, Annabelle Wright's having a drink from the drink service being served at the back at the moment. And you can see the ones like Dave Harper who are basically seated but they haven't got their seatbelt secure. We're going to find somebody using the toilet. Heading to seat. I think we've just missed him. Heading to toilet. Scarlett Allen. Number 1 or number 2? Let's find out. Where is she? There she is. So she's stuck behind the service. They've had to move the service away to let her go past, which happens as crew as well. And then off she goes to the loo, using toilet. "7 seconds ago though, she said, I thought the captain said it would be comfortable after takeoff. This is scary." What the heck? "Is that turbulence? Should I go back to my seat?" Ah, she's a nervous flyer. "Moderate turbulence experienced while unseated." Okay, that's why. It's kind of thrown her off a little bit and got her a bit scared. She was on the toilet for a while. All that fear coming out the bottom end. Roy says, "Looks good. There was a long radio silence regarding self-loading cargo with the last update to now. What's your impression so far?" Massively more advanced than the Luke Air Tool PAX sim that we've used previously. But yeah, generally, I think it seems quite impressive. Really quite impressive. Which takes a bit of getting used to. It's a new system that I've never used before. So it's kind of clicking around and enjoying it, seeing what it's all like. It's quite smart, isn't it? It's a beautiful UI, a really nice UI. The cabin crew got the music off because we don't need it. It might come on after after landing. Food service begins in 3 minutes. You think the passengers would be a little bit more patient though, wouldn't you? To say like, we can just wait for some food because we've been sat in an airport for 4 hours. We know we have to wait for in-flight entertainment. We need the service to begin. Maybe that's a few bits that could be tweaked. Who knows? It might also be down to the fact that I've selected more of a standard service. A couple of different options for the in-flight service when you are configuring from a flight, from what I saw earlier on, and a few of them are things like budget. So if you're going to fly like a Ryanair service in a 737, then you can do that, and you can select a budget in-flight service as well. We've gone for the standard one. There's a premium one as well, I think. And depending on the cabin configurations and the layouts, you can have first class, business class. You can have a 747 with twin decks, two decks, upper deck and lower deck. And there's lots of seat maps available on their website. In fact, let's see. Let me show you what I'm on about. So, there we go. We can have a little look here as we're turning. Yeah. Captain's voice packs are used to represent yourself if you're not using voice recognition. So we've got the UK English one, it's included in the installation. If you're from the US though, you can download the US version, the voice pack, French, German and Spanish as well. Same with the cabin crew voices. There's a Norwegian one there too, which is really nice. And then the ground crew base pack, which is British. There, the cabin layouts that I mentioned earlier on, this is kind of the big bit really. So there are 76 official layouts, 317 community layouts, spanning across lots of different aeroplanes, from Concorde all the way through to a little TBM 900, through to pretty much the entire Airbus fleet as well, which is quite smart. So we can expand this, the A320neo cabin layouts, to see what is available. Some of them are official, some of them are custom made. We've got ANA, Air France Economy and Business Premium, Air Berlin as well, and Condor, Fly UK, EasyJets with Economy and Business Premium options, British Airways European with 12 Business, 150 Economy, total 162 with 5 crew, British Airways, and then bam, Osprey Airways 174, there we are, that's the one we've got. And the Osprey Airways single class is the same. That was the one that he created when he installed Osprey Airways into here for us, which is really nice. So we've just tweaked a few bits and renamed it effectively with that
Ladies and gentlemen,
in mind.
we are about to serve our hot food and snack menu. Please make sure your tray
We've got a bit of work to do
table
for the
is
Fenix, so that doesn't have any Osprey cabin packs, but there's loads here, look. ATR 76 as well, beautiful. A380 whenever that comes in about 5 years, and the Boeing 737-800. Lots of specific custom cabins here. I thought one of these had a an Osprey layout, perhaps not. So I can pick one here and have a little look. Oh yes, there it is, Osprey single class. So there we are, we click into it. If you want to install it, you just click to install. And that's it, done. And then this is kind of the map that you would have in the 737-800 when you're flying Osprey Airways. 184 seats and 4 crew. A330, Charles. No, A333, A330-300. Various different ones there. There's quite a few. You can find out. You just go to the selfloadingcargo.com website and you can find out there. The user manual is here too. It's huge, really huge. It tells you how to start and run your flights. Various different parts about it, like boarding protocols. So when you're setting up, you can choose how you want to board: front to rear, rear to front, split from the centre. If you've got first business class, premium economy and economy cabins, you can do higher classes first as well to keep them sweet and all that sort of stuff. It talks about the scoring system on board too. Ooh, look at that. Very nice little fly past. Nice to have a little bit of ambient noise in the background with passengers chatting away in the cabin and things, having a good time hopefully. So we'll find out what we get scored when we get to Poprad. We are in Amsterdam airspace now. A smaller bit of Langen radar. They might go offline as we approach. Roy says, unfortunately they do not accept PayPal and I don't have a card, so it's a no for me. Oh, that's a shame. Amsterdam Schiphol's down here somewhere. There it is, right in the centre of the screen. Older barn all the way up here. And then that therefore means that Rotterdam, because we said we were splitting it and flying in the middle, Rotterdam is over here somewhere, so trying to spot it, because I kind of remember flying in over the water and things. I think it's underneath that cloud. Well, they clap when you land, Rab says it. So if you have a real shocker, they scream. And I think if it's a really good landing as well, they clap too. So you do get that. You can toggle it on and off. Ah, there's Rotterdam. Found it. Nestled in the in that kind of city, the busyness of the city there. Gaff says wave, Hergy. So he's down there right now in Rotterdam. Ollie, no. So self-loading cargo is not free. There is a different developer, the guy that makes the Luke Air tool, those cabin announcements that we've used in the past. He has created a version of it, kind of to compete with self-loaded cargo in a way, and it's called Pax Sim. But you need Luke Air tool for that. That also requires FSU IPC7 as well. First Officer Arthur, welcome. Never know so many passengers using the toilet. (13565) for Langen. 13565. The next stream, by the way, folks, is going to be on Saturday. It's before a night shift for me, so you might have to bear with me if I'm very tired or a bit weird, drowsy, whatever. But we're going to be taking part in Midsummer Madness on the VATSIM network. Big UK event happening at Birmingham once a year. Really looking forward to taking part there. We're off to Riga ourselves for a little service out there. Sogbo, in fact that is when we need to speak to Langen. So 13565.
2011.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Would you like
Lufthansa 276. Information.
No, thank you.
Yankee current.
That's the crew asking if I want a drink.
Departure via Doden, Minor Tango.
So you can leave it on automatic, or if we left that on manual, we'd just hear the intercom chiming going the whole time. Voice activation that says there, say SLC communicate. But I've got voice commands switched off at the moment, so I haven't quite set it all up properly. Address the cabin. Let's see if it works off the cuff. SLC communicate. No, because I've not set it up yet. Willie, hello buddy, welcome. I hope you're okay. How was your meetup in Manchester the other week? Commentator says I'm off to Brussels on Saturday, so I won't be making it for that. That's fine. How long are you in Brussels for? Shuts, yeah, this is the new SLC 1.6. 1.6.1 in fact. Really smart overall layout and things. First ever flight with it. I'm not doing the best job. Passengers are just about satisfied. Ooh. Oh yes, look at that. KLM underneath. Oh, I love VATSIM when it's like this. Okay, let's leave the crew to do their thing. You know what we've not used in a little while? CPDLC. EDGP. Oh, my hoppy expired. Or have I not connected it? Hoppy enabled. EDGP. Bam! We can notify him once we spoke to him. What are we today? Osprey 665 Alpha. Langen radar, good afternoon. Osprey 665 Alpha at flight level 350 inbound Sogpo. Rec Max 362. Morning, living on a player. Hope you're well. Jacob, welcome. He's ordered his new rig, PC Specialist, and i9 3900K with a 1490. Oof. You're gonna love it. It's not Aurora. Hello to you. It's definitely transmitted. Let's see if we can get to 3.7 now. Langen radar. Hello, Osprey 665 Alpha, climbing 350 for 370, passing Sogpo.
Langen radar seems to have a technical problem.
We will wait. He hasn't accepted the CDPLC either, so... Nightship says, oh boy, the first time in months I get heading select and altitude holds. Really? Have you just departed yet? Maybe you've... Oh, bloody heck, London Centre's come online after we took off, of course. There he is, Osprey 177. He's airborne. We're over the channel, Flight Sim Gamer. Gav, Osprey 722.
Seems to have a technical issue.
There's Hergy, Transavia 9 Kilo Lima. Which means Absim should be here somewhere as well, flying from... There he is, flying the real world route, Wizz UK Gatwick to Poprad.
So you're on the frequency for Langen radar, but Langen radar seems to have a problem because he's not answering.
Ah, okay.
Real slow climb, look, 600.
Oh, section definitely, he has some technical problem. He is back shortly. It's the problem with the push to talk.
Roger. I guarantee he will be back just as we pass Paderborn. So in 80 nautical miles as we leave his airspace, I guarantee his technical problem might be fixed. Rotterdam winds for Hergy, 25 knot gusting 37. My goodness. Did we get the...
All stations, Langen radar, radio check on 135.65.
55.
Hallelujah. Okay, sorry, Orange 3 Golf Yankee, you are leaving airspace. Nothing further with Unicom 122.8. Bye-bye.
There's the controller.
2 Golf Unicom 122.8, true.
Orange 3 Golf, descend level 180.
Descending level 180.
Everyone, sorry, my keyboard just gave up. I don't know why.
No worries at all. Osprey 665 Alpha's flight level 364 for 370 inbound Nomka.
Osprey runway 665 Alpha, Lang radar, good afternoon, identified.
Lufthansa 3 Tango, flight level 23, Wolfsburg und 1000.
Lufthansa 3 Tango, Langen, schönen guten Tag, identified, information.
Oliver, hello. Is Macro Simulations Birmingham from Manchester really good? Macro Simulations really good, worth it? Is it good scenery and is it updated? So
on my frequency?
It is pretty good. I quite like it, but it is kind of frozen in its development, which is a bit of a shame. So like the landside area that was meant to be finished, kind of just been abandoned. But the airside sections are quite nice, and that. Certainly bearing in mind the price, it's only like £8.99. It's an incredible good price for what you get, which is, I can kind of overlook some of the missing features at that price really. So that's quite nice. PA system.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, correction. Postman 312, you are leaving airspace, nothing further with Unicom 122.8.
We can ask the crew.
Unicom 122 flight Papa 21 Tango 2.
See how they're getting on at the back.
I'm ready.
Hi Jacob, I think it's going to be exciting when MSFS 2024 comes. They've answered a number of the concerns that we had at the time. So, while they're coming, we can watch the crew. So here she comes.
Hi.
Clear to Samus, Don 9 Tango departure 5,000 feet in the box 2145.
We're busy serving food at the moment.
Yeah, Orange 968, read that correct.
Okay, thank you. I'll speak to you in a bit.
No problem.
UPS 10, you're cleared.
Go ahead.
There's me disturbing the crew. There she goes, back down the aisle. Bloody pilot, keeps calling me asking for snacks.
Cleared Dubai, Kumik 1 Quebec departure, flight plan route, climb via SID 5000, squawk 7731.
Sit Dubai, Kumik 1 Quebec departure, climb 5000, squawk 7731 for UPS 10.
UPS 10, read that correct. Lufthansa 35 Tango, defense flight level 140.
Descent 140, Lufthansa 3 Tango.
Is SLC, self-loading cargo, living on a player. £16.99, about $22.50 roughly, and it basically simulates the entire cabin behind you as you're flying along, and all that sort of stuff. So it's quite smart. The food service is happening at the moment now. We've had the bar service, now the food service. It will be clear away and all the rest of it. So it simulates the passengers behind you, and generates a flight report at the end with a score to see how well you've done as well. You can kind of see here the overall passenger monitor. People are hungry. It's a satisfactory flight so far. We left late, but we've got the time back, so that's now given us on-time punctuality. Zato, hello buddy. Been with us for 9 months. Thanks for the ongoing support.
Boeing 701 for further contact Langen 124725. Cheers.
124725, you're on 701, cheers.
We see if we can climb. ATC com.
Rainer Kilo Victor Langen, hello, squawk 2126,
vertical climb to
descent flight level 150.
So we can formulate that message now. Request climb to flight level 390, close.
UPS 10,
Send.
request push echo 3.
Send first, then close. So now he's gonna have on his thing, CPDLC thing go beep and pop up. Then he'll approve it, send it back, yes or no. I'm climbing anyway because we filed for 390. Oh, Night Shepherd. Yeah, I don't use wireless headphones for that reason. The sim is very precious with disconnecting things and bits coming off every now and again. So I personally have got a wired headset.
35 Tango, descent flight level 70.
Descent 70, Lufthansa 35 Tango.
But Night Shepherd, in fairness, you could, if you wanted to still anyway, where are we at the moment? With you could go from Frankfurt, that's busy with ATC. You could take off from Bremen, or Echo Delta Victor Echo, perhaps. What's that one actually? There we go. Hanover, Echo Delta Delta Victor. So if you took off and planned a flight from there, you would fit into the pack quite nicely still.
let's make that 2,500 feet per minute or greater.
Look at those reflections as well. I don't know if you can see that. If I zoom out enough, actually, look at the reflection on the windscreen of the main panel down here. The switching buttons on the pedestal. You can see them on the screen. That's incredible.
35 Tango, continue present heading, defend 5,000 feet, QNH, Paderborn, 992 hectopascal, transition level 7.
Yeah, Ollie, Thrustmaster Boeing TCA yoke and the Honeycomb Bravo throttle. Coffin corners closing in on us, look. How we're getting higher. 1 to go.
5,000 feet.
Flight envelopes closing in all the time. I pinged him a little courtesy thing to say I'm climbing to flight level 390, just so he can know at least what I'm doing when he looks.
6 kilo, please set squawk 1000.
6 kilo.
Ryanair 6 kilo Victor, identified, proceed direct Ham, Hotel Mike, expect
Mike,
ILS
hello buddy,
zero
fairly
seven
new at all this, just watched a few videos and I'm interested what sort of money are we talking about to get a computer to run this and how do you learn to fly these monsters? So the learning takes a while, but you know, channels like myself, we put, I've put a lot of work into tutorial videos. So if you were to look at flying the 737 or the ATR, for example, then there are tutorial videos to help you get through all of that. The question in relation to spec, though, really, I think it depends on A, your budget, but B, what your experience you want as well. If you want 4K, then you need a 4K PC and a 4K screen. If you're quite happy with 2K, then you can get a 2K PC with a 2K spec instead.
6 kilo,
So it depends.
124.725, ciao.
Night Shepherd, fair enough. Ian, yeah, I get that. That's frustrating.
Ryanair 6 kilo Victor, proceed direct Delta Golf 01.
390, we're there. I think if we hadn't just had that little bit level off at 3.5 earlier, we would have really struggled to achieve 390 today. So we've done a little step up. 2 little steps up, to be fair.
Lufthansa 276, request squawk code.
Lufthansa 276, your assigned squawk was 2011.
No, the only freight variants, Harry, 737-700 and 737-800.
Tango, defend 3,000 feet.
Should we have a little look here? See how we're doing. That looks technical. So, there's our current position. High IFR, zipping across northern Germany at the moment. And then we'll be heading over north of Prague. Prague's just there if I put the pin on it. There we are. That's where Prague is. So just north of Prague, and then routing into Slovakia. When we get closer, then we effectively are going to be expecting
Lufthansa 1523, continue defense flight level 180.
the Omari 1 Delta arrival.
180, Lufthansa 1523. UBS 10, request taxi.
ILS runway 27 approach.
Please head squawk 7.
So, from Imari, at or above 8,500, at Tango Tango 685, at or above 665. Maintaining 6,500 through that downwind leg because of all the terrain around us. All the way to Goral actually, so max 210 at or above 6,500. And from there, runway 27 gives us a 6 knot crosswind and a 1 knot tailwind. My goodness. We'll have a look anyway at the ILS, which looks like that in a big old basin. So we've got massive mountains to the northwest, we've got mountains to the northeast, and to the southwest as well.
35 Tango, turn left, heading 340.
Tatry VOR 1121, NDB for Tatry 317. Tatry East has also got an NDB of 438, and then we've got the ILS 110.1. I'm curious though to have a look at the approaches here. RMP09 is the only other option, look, bringing us through this gap in the valley. if the runway changes.
Eine 6 Kilo Victor Defense Flight Level 100.
At a very small airport here, 2,600 metre long runway, we need to separate ourselves. Backtrack is required here. So runway 27, big old backtrack to vacate to Alpha, down to this tiny little terminal area here. Where there are only 4 stands.
Control Lufthansa
Jeez! One of those has got to fit a cargo look 747-8 apparently.
1523,
My goodness.
Can we know which approach we are going to get? Is it the November India Echo 09?
What's that minimums? So airport elevation 2,356 feet, my goodness. And at minimums 5,500, yeah, one of the highest airports in Europe. Higher in elevation than Innsbruck. And
65 Alpha, you're leaving my airspace, nothing further, monitor Unicom 122-78, bye-bye.
Unicom 1228 for Osprey 665 Alpha, choose. Done. Yeah, so ILS at sea 3138 is our minimums. Need to fly the ATR at some point soon, Andrew. Haven't flown that for a little while actually. I was going to do that today, but figured this Poprad-Tatry would be quite cool. So we had a little bit change of plan a little bit, I guess. There's Umari. So let's go back to the flight plan here. ILS 27 via Umari 1 Delta, and we don't need that PPD via, I don't think. I'm just going to double check the route we've got planned for today though. Yeah, no, good. So no via. Inserts, and I'm going to just compare that with what we've done in chat, in the charts. Ian says, I'm starting to think my 1TB SSD is starting to struggle with MSFS. Most of his payware and freeware add-ons on a separate drive to try and ease the load. Might be time to jump to a 2TB. Yeah, I've got two 2TB NVMe, and that helps massively, I think. But every now and again I delete all my screenshots. I do take quite a few to be fair, but I deleted, I think it was like 128 gigabytes of screenshots the other day, and that's only like a month or two's worth, which really surprised me. Leo, yeah, self-loading cargo 1.6 is a payware add-on. It's £16.99. Well, what were we doing? PPD, yeah. So we're not overflying PPD. Look, that's the centre of the airfield, effectively. So we don't want to do that. Hence the no buyers. Oh, stand by.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. I was wondering if you'd like anything to eat, anything from the menu, or maybe a snack.
I'd love a bar of chocolate, or maybe something like a flapjack if you have one.
Of course, I'll go and get
That's awfully specific. My guy likes the flapjacks. Right, where are we? Umari 169. Just looking at the profile here to kind of assess what the aeroplane is going to want to do on the arrival, and we compare that against the charts. So I'm actually going to find Gorrel and work back. There it is, Gorrel at 6.5, and that is ditto for Tango Tango 681, which is the one before that. And there's a decel point just before that too, so that's when we'll go to final approach speeds. Tango Tango 682, at or above 6.5, it wants us at 7,000. That works for me. We'll go to the performance page. Yeah, descent. Let's have a look at the approach here. How very British indeed, David. No scones and clotted cream though, as is the afternoon tea served on board this time of the afternoon on British Airways services, but I won't criticise them too much. This is an Osprey Airways flight after all. Right, where are we? I'm getting sidetracked every time the toilet flushes. Metar LZTT. .260 at 9. For the winds. Variable between 240 and 300. Here's the crew again with me, Flapjack.
Hello.
Hi, Captain. Your food is ready for you. I put it in the galley so you can grab it whenever you're available.
Thanks.
So that's a good way around the simulation of the crew actually pressing the flight deck entry door, you unlocking it, them coming in and serving you the food, and you getting your tray table out, which would work on the Fenix actually, because that is included there. Oh, Mike, absolutely, yeah, I did. In fact, I did one flight with, was it Peter Barkham, the chap who flew the 777 and saved everybody on that engine failure flight, BA flight about 8 to 10 years ago, whatever it was. No, was it 14 years ago now? 2008, wasn't it? So, yeah, I've flown with him. He had a great story. I flew with him when he returned back to BA after they sacked him, basically. 3138 for minimums. And that'll do us. We'll just monitor the weather as we get a bit closer just to see how it's all going. I do want to make sure there's no discontinuities. Good, there aren't any, that looks good. And then on the RadNav page, we don't have an ILS frequency tuned in, so let's pop in 110.1. So I get this question a lot, folks, even still to this day. My ILS isn't working, why is that the case? And that is because 9 times out of 10 you'll be on the flight plan legs page, you'll have put your arrival in and the ILS approach and everything else, but you haven't checked the RadNav page because it doesn't always auto-populate. And that's the important thing. TT for the ILS frequency, let's see if it puts it in. Oh, it does. Bam, 269 for the course. 3.5 minus degree slope. Massive simulation, have a good one, buddy. Super late for you in Oz. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you next time. We can also put in Tatry 317 and the Tatry East 438 just to help us if we need those for any reason. And we can either leave it on auto tune actually, yeah, we'll do that. Or we could get it to force Tatry PPD 112.1 into one of the VORs, but I'll leave that. The missed approach is important here, especially with the terrain around the airfield. So climb to 9.5 DME PPD, then turn left to VOR, intercept the radial 086 and join holding at Adbrag. Climb to 6,500 feet, max 185 knots until established on track to VOR, missed approach climb gradient minimum 2.5%. And the Adbrag hold is there in the inset, so you can see what is expected of you. I haven't, Ian, actually. I don't think I have. Is that a new series? I do like a bit of NFL. Might have to watch that then. With what we just discussed, I'm going to put in Tatry into one of these, 112.1. PPD. Not going to worry about the course, it's just so that we've got one force tuned in effectively. Top descent in about 300 nautical miles from now. Do I have a 737-600 startup tutorial, Harry? I've got 737 startup tutorials and various tutorials for the 737. But the same one includes all the different variants, the 600, 700, 800 and 900. They all work the same way because they are effectively the same aircraft, just a bit shorter or a bit longer or have a different range. So the tutorials, I think they're for the 737-700, but they work for all of the different PMDG 737s. And as Ian has said, they're all in a specific playlist on this YouTube channel. The toilet's going crazy, isn't it? I'm going to blame the EGNX catering. Maybe it was the Burger King. Do you see how we're doing again? Ah, I love it. We're on time still. Camo management window. So they're doing the movie now. There's no other services available for the rest of the duration of the flight. They'll probably moan actually because the movie is barely started. quarter of the way through. I think they'll have to turn that off before we arrive. Looking at this menu though, just for a bit more information, 84% of passengers are healthy, 1.7 aboard, 7.2% are thirsty, 11% are hungry, they need to eat their in-flight meal then. 22.8% of them need the toilet. 3 of them are eating, 2 of them are drinking, 11 are sleeping, and 103 are using Wi-Fi, apparently to stream this guy called British Av Geek on YouTube, and 9 are watching a movie. So if I click that filter, it will then highlight the passengers who are watching a movie. I don't know who they are though. 22.4 need the toilet. 9 seconds ago. I need to go to the toilet, but there doesn't seem to be any available. Learn to hold it then. He's desperate for the loo, I think, this guy. That one there shows red. I really need the toilet, but there are none available. Yeah, he's about to burst. Look at that big red line down there. Slightly negative. That's on him though, isn't it? It's not on me, surely. My goodness. The toilet up here is free. So actually, let's see, in the cabin services. Yeah, toilet 0 is free. Hopefully he learns how to use his bladder properly shortly. Got a ban Taco Bell in this flight. Aaron says he's bringing some Osprey cargo to East Midlands from Brussels. Apparently a load of flights departing earlier wiped out the beer stocks. And the toilet roll at East Midlands might be empty. Bolly says put the seatbelt sign on and start the stopwatch. That'd be a good way to really make him suffer, wouldn't it? Badger's almost already there. Wow, he's over. He's just north of Brno at the moment in Chechnya, and we are flying all over this horrible weather at the minute. Trying to see where roughly through all of this where Innsbruck is, but that's much further south, I believe. Oh yeah, that's really, really far south. So we're just kind of keeping an eye out for turbulence, effectively, so when we can whack this seatbelt sign on. No, there's the TT. That's where he's going. As well, Rab. 240 miles for us to top of descent. Beautiful clouds below. I mean, it's horrible weather to fly through below us, but beautiful to fly above. Wow. At the minute, Osprey's going through a V8 audit every now and again. And it's actually becoming problematic. So they asked for a whole load of data to show the virtual airline is still active. So I've sent them screenshots on a document of the flights to show that people are flying around, zipping around all over the world, and it's a really nice VA that people are really enjoying. I've just had an email now after many weeks. I thought maybe it had gone and it had been dealt with, but I've just had an email saying you must have a VATSIM logo displayed at all times on your website. So he obviously hasn't actually bothered checking the website, because if you go to the Osprey Airways page and you scroll down, what is there? A big old VATSIM logo. So I'm going to point him in that direction and say it's been there from the start as per the requirements as you've said. Go figure. There you go, you can file that one back in response. Jesus, do they want us to move to Poscon or something, David says. I know. You know what? You'd think they would just spend a little while, just maybe join the VA, have a look, see how it operates, what the joining process is like, how it's structured. Or maybe join our Discord server and have a conversation. Do you know what I mean? Instead of got this very formal email and then it's this kind of, we can't see a VATSIM logo on your website, you're in breach of the VA rules. Well, go check the website again and open your eyes. Oh god. Elk, I had to go away from keyboard for 30 minutes. Did Langen Radar have a go at me? I did try and contact via text but no response. So, I don't know, because by the time I had gone to Unicom Elk, you may have been in his airspace. But again, that's not down to Langen Radar to manage, that's down to you to manage as a pilot flying on VATSIM. If you're going to go away from keyboard for 30 minutes, that's too long to be totally honest. Especially when if you look ahead on VAT glasses or even on Volanta, you would have seen his sector online here. You would have seen the controller and we're flying through it. So he probably did have a go at you, but probably justified to be fair if you'd kind of gone away and he's been trying to raise you the whole time. It's one of those things. Charles says, I think VATSIM need to concentrate more on controllers being recruited and existing guys being promoted. I would agree with that, but each of the different VATSIM departments, the countries, all do it a bit differently. So VATSIM UK, they're an organisation within VATSIM. So you think of VATSIM as the main structure, and then you split it all off into VATSIM UK, Dutch VAC for the Netherlands, you've got German VAC who do like Langen Radar across Germany, you've got a French ATC group, so on and so forth, pretty much covering every country or region in the world. And they all do things slightly differently with the way they control, the client software that they use, the way they promote people, all that sort of thing, and it can be problematic depending on which one you join. I'm on VATSIM UK. I've been a ground controller for, well, since COVID. Used to do quite a bit. I'm going to be doing a bit more as well once I get back into it again, because it is quite fun. But I find myself always stuck, and for me to become a tower controller, the process is an absolute pain in the backside. So I don't have time for it, which is a shame. Look at that. Has a 2 hours total time. That is actually quite spectacular, isn't it? See, we should get good scores for the views as well on SLC. We're flying these people on very scenic routes. Have a good night, Night Shepherd. Pilot Brock, it's self-loading cargo, selfloadingcargo.com. I have updated the title of the stream today as well to say plus new SLC 1.6 first look, so that you can see that. And I'm just going to work to put a link on here, on the description for the stream today, so you can actually see a link for the website where you can go and buy self-loading cargo for yourself. £16.99. That cloud looks like it's quite high, doesn't it? Keep smashing the like button, folks, if you're enjoying today's live stream. Commentator, no, not doing the return leg, buddy. Back to work tomorrow, and I've got some dog care related stuff to do as well, so I'll struggle with the second sector. Loki's a bit sore today, so we've had to up the intensity of the walks to 30 minutes, but he's struggling a little bit. I think it's just his muscles and things, his legs a bit sore from the exercise and the big increase in walks all of a sudden as well, like the length. 20 minutes to 30 minutes on this set schedule is quite a big jump, and he's not on this kind of anti-inflammatory painkiller thing anymore either. Aaron, that's weird. Ah, well, we'll see what happens when you arrive. Were you doing anything differently, or using anything differently? Perhaps maybe performance at Brussels is a bit of a struggle on your rig, not sure. My RAM, Roy, it's I've got two Corsair Vengeance, I think they are. God, that toilet's going to be filling up. There's the specs, thanks Rab in the live chat for you. Yeah, two 32 gig Corsair Vengeance RAMs, DDR5 clocked at 5200 megahertz. Pretty powerful. 160 miles to go. Let's have a look at VAS Airplane Toolbox. So I'll put this on the screen so you guys can see how I'm doing it. I click to the landing tab. This is freeware on the X-Plane forum. If you don't know what it is, it's epic. Really good way for you to configure and plan your performance for various aircraft, from the 737s, the A320neo, all the way through to the 787-8 and the 787-10. I think might be on there too. We're going to have runway 27 with a headwind of a couple of knots as indicated, and the full length we're going to drop 200 meters off that as well, just in case we blow, because it's runway length from threshold, not the touchdown zone. Both reversers, no auto land, planned landing weight 64.8 tons. And it's telling us we need auto brake medium to give us a stop margin of 1,120 meters. Auto brake low will give us 249. So if we go to config 3, config 3 will have us land a bit faster, and auto brake medium will have us stop at 896 meters. So that way we can do a config 3 landing potentially with auto brake medium used instead. Which might be more beneficial actually, thinking about high altitudes and things. Perhaps maybe we could benefit from using flat config 3 instead. If we go around, we're already in a less draggy config, so the aeroplane could just perform a bit better. There's the runway elevation, look, 2,279 feet. Airport elevation even higher, 2,356 feet. So our touchdown today on runway 27 is downhill, which decreases the takeoff run but increases the landing run by about 10%. What was the, in fact, maybe longer than 10% to be fair. What was the runway slope? Doesn't tell us, does it? Told us on departure. Oh well. It's probably about 20% longer than expected. David, it's really difficult to say until we see the PMDG UFT. I'm not sure, to be honest. But I always use VAS Airplane Toolbox anyway. I find it, because it's a nice consistent layout, it's really flexible. So here are all the different options you can have. A310, 19, 20, 21s, 21 Neo, A320 Neo, A330s, A340s, the ATR as well for Microsoft Flight Simulator's in there. Interestingly though, ATR 42-500, not the 600. Same with the 72, that's weird. I think that's a typo or an error. all the 737s, including the 800, 900, 757, 767 family, the Boeing 777, so that'll be useful when PMDG release the 777, Boeing 787-8 for that Kuro V2, all of the CRJs, the Dash 8, the E-Jets, lots of all the different E-Jet variants there, look, and then all the little Embraer regional jets too, which we don't have in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And then you load in via ACARS your route for today, so we're doing EGNX to LZTT. And then it gives you your takeoff data. So that, when we spoke about the flex and things earlier on, config 1+F flex F57, gives us a rough V speeds as well to indicate. And then we've just done a landing performance as well. Should we do landing config 3, or should we do landing full flaps? What do you guys think? So, approach speed 135. If we go to config 3, that's 10, wow, 11 knots faster. My goodness, that's pretty quick. 146 knots. That could be useful for the cargo looks behind though, because there aren't any turning points. If we look at the charts, this is how far we have to think ahead on VATSIM sometimes. There aren't any turning zones, so we're landing on 27 until these two at the bottom here. So actually config 3 and medium auto brake will have us almost stop around where this 0 is here, so that's ideal. So that means we're actually going to be on the runway for less time. Failing that, config full, stop margin for auto brake low is 249 meters. So now that's probably the best option actually then, to be fair, I think, in this circumstance. How do you get the calculators, Hockey? I just mentioned it a moment ago. If you go to Google and you literally just type in VAS airplane toolbox, one of the first hits it will give you is a link to the X-Plane forum, and it's that. I've just put it in the live chat for you. So you have to create an account first, then you can download it, install the Windows package, then the patch as well to make sure you have the latest patch for it, and then go from there.
Good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you enjoyed flying with us so far.
20 minutes till descent? It is, isn't it, roughly? About 100 miles.
We expect to be descending in around 20 minutes.
There we go.
The arrival weather forecast is looking good, so it should be a nice easy approach into the airport. We're not expecting any delays, so we should be able to land fairly quickly. Once we do begin descending, please listen carefully to the cabin crew and pay special attention to their instructions and also the seatbelt sign, which I will be illuminating before landing. Thanks for flying with us, and I'll speak to you again soon.
So you can configure voice packs that are custom, and that means that you can set up your own announcements based on different circumstances throughout the flight, which is quite nice. Aaron says he's very, very excited for Fly Tampa Amsterdam. Sounds like it's coming soon, might actually be soon now. I don't think it's going to be soon now. I think it is going to be fairly soon though, from what they've indicated, so that is exciting. We just have to wait and see really. I think that's the one that we are waiting for, isn't it? Amsterdam by Fly Tampa is going to be pretty spectacular, I think. I know what they want. They want a new. They want on New Sky inside the airline client. They want a picture of the VATSIM logo with a link, which I don't think you can do. Maybe you can. I'm going to have a little fiddle around here, see if I can grab a link. I'm going to have to manually set a VATSIM hyperlink, I think. There we go, I've updated it so you can't whinge. I've even done an extra one now, my goodness. That's as good as I can get on New Sky, so... Exactly, does Skytrack have the VATSIM logo? That's a good point, David Bartley, actually. Yeah, I'm going to raise that point. Ian says it would be cool to get a few Osprey pilots to record a script for different aircraft. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? We can build those voice packs fairly easily. 80 miles to top of descent now, so we already know we want auto brake medium, and we spoke about doing config 3 approach. So up in the overhead panel, we've selected it in the MCDU. We need to now turn landing flap 3 mode on to indicate to the aeroplane that that's what we want, and then GPWS flap 3 is shown on the ECAM there as well. Badger's done the METAR in Poprad-Tatry as of 13:30 Zulu, 290 degrees at 260 degrees at 9 knots, winds variable between 240 degrees and 300 degrees, all the 9s scattered cloud 5,000 feet above ground level, 22 degrees for the temperature, dew point 11 and the QNH 1008. No SIG is useful because that is effectively telling us that there's going to be no significant changes for the next 2 hours expected with the weather at Slovakia's Poprad-Tatry airport, so that's pretty cool. Does SLC work with GSX? So SLC is a program that runs outside the sim, so it doesn't actually load into the sim effectively. It uses FSUI PC7. Oh really, Ian? I can see Elk chasing us down. Elk, you do realise there needs to be 4-minute separation, right? Away from cockpit, paying no attention to the fact that he's chasing us down. Ian says the Osprey videos have now disappeared from the New Sky page. Ah, chuffing heck. Have they actually? Let's see if I can add it back in. Got to try and find that one now. Exploring the world together, wasn't it? Found it. There we go. Lovely. Let me see if I can fix the New Sky pages that I keep breaking then. There you go. Now I've done it. Now they can't complain. Hopefully that hasn't caused any other problems elsewhere. Your RTX, is it multi-fan or single LD? I think it's 3 fans, buddy. Yeah, I think it's three fans. Mike says, do any virtual pilots have a real flying experience? In some form or another, some of them do, yes. Some of them are real airline pilots. You've got folk like myself who have tried to do their private pilot's license and ran out of cash, or they've got the PPL, but they enjoy flight simming because perhaps they can't become an airline pilot for whatever reason. So the flight sim world gives them that fix. Yeah, there's a real good variety and a good diversity. There you go, Ian's got his private pilot's license. He's one of our main Osprey pilots. And Central Eastern Europe's looking beautiful. Ah, Denham. Yeah, that's where I was doing my flying training, Bolly pilot, at the pilot centre, P828s. And then they upped the price to £250 per hour, almost. So I'd gone from paying £215 an hour to 250 quid an hour, and I couldn't justify that. And then I also felt, I mean, I was literally just about to go into nav, and that was the problem, because just crazy money. It had added about £2 on to the price of my PPL. I couldn't justify that, which is a real shame, because it meant that I had to stop flying because I didn't have enough money again. Second time in 15 years that I've tried and then had to stop for funding issues and things. Price rises, quite astronomical price rises at that. Mike, we're going to Poprad-Tatry, one of the new World Update airports from Central Eastern Europe. It's as it mentions in the description as well, that, but also the fact that it's one of Europe's highest airports, and it's almost as high elevation wise as Samedan, which is really tricky. Elstree, I live way too far away from Elstree, but I've got a contact there who's got 2 aircraft, and he's starting his own flying school. Really top bloke there at Elstree, and he's offered me a couple of occasions. He said, just come and fly with me, I won't charge you for it. If you just want to enjoy a bit of flying, don't count it in the logbook sort of thing, then you can jump in with me. But I feel bad saying yes to that, and it's about 2 hours drive from my house. For me, the nearest is going to be Oxford, or it's going to be Wickham Air Park. But yeah, the pilot centre has a massive monopoly at Denham, Bolly Pilot. It's the same company that, so effectively when you look into the finances of it, the company that owns Denham Aerodrome is also the same company that owns the pilot centre. So they own the airport, or they own the airfield, and they own the flying club at the airfield. So they can literally just charge what they want, and because it's Denham and there's a lot of really wealthy people in the area, people just throw cash at them anyway. It's crazy. Mr. Blue, well, that sounds like that's a you problem, buddy, because the A32NX is in New Sky. Yeah, it's definitely in New Sky, because we're tracking in New Sky with the A320neo at the moment. So it's in the New Sky Academy. You have to fly in the Academy, Mr. Blue. But that's the point. So to join Osprey Airways, you need a minimum score. In order to get a minimum score of 6, you have to have flown with the New Sky Academy at least once, because it means that you learn how the New Sky system works without then stuffing it up with an actual Osprey flight, if that makes sense. So you've got to learn how the New Sky system works first, Mr. Blue. and that way you'll get more out of it when you eventually fly for Osprey Airways as well and track your flights and things. Once you get into it, it's a really nice, intuitive system, and it is going to be improved more so in the future too. Okay, not too many miles to go now, so we're going to get our altitude set ready to go. It was 6,500, wasn't it? Was the lowest we're going to drop down to, so flick the collar to 100, 6.5, and 5 miles to go to top of descent. I'm going to go to managed mode, descent. We're just going to start descent a little early, and then we can go into the cabin announcements here. PA system. Ladies and gentlemen,
good afternoon once again from the cockpit. I hope all is well with you and you enjoyed flying with us so far.
That's weird, because I want to say that we're descending. Oh well. Mike says my brother did his PPL down in Campbell. We can now see the mountains starting to come into view as well. Andy says New Sky keeps me off the streets and out of the pub. Love it. Me too. I just drink gin at home and fly. Turweston David, that could be a good one actually. I've not thought of that. Oh my god,
once again from the cockpit.
There we go.
As you've probably noticed, we've started our descent.
We have Poprad-Tatry Tower.
20 minutes depending on local air traffic, and I will shortly be instructing the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for our arrival. Once that happens, the seatbelt sign will be illuminated and you will be required to stay seated and secured until after landing. If you need to visit
Mr. Blue, I literally just explained that, buddy.
You'll next hear
Listen
from me
to the
after
chat.
landing, so I will wish you a very good afternoon once again, and I'll speak to you in a short while.
So that's the ATIS. We've actually got Tower online at Tatry. This is really exciting. Massive thanks to them if they are, whoever they're watching, wherever they are. It's much appreciated. So Tatry Information Alpha time 1400 Zulu. Runway 27 for arrival and departure. Expect ILS approach 27 transition level 120. So I need to update that in the perf page. Information Alpha, whack that in there, and what else have we got? So transition level 120, wind 270 degrees, 10 knots, variable between 240 and 300 degrees, visibility more than 10 kilometers, clouds scattered, 5,300 feet, temperature 22 degrees, dew point 11, and the QNH 1008. So with that in mind, the managed mode's doing its thing. We're going to change this to 12,000. Next time, epic. So we've got ATIS on. LZTT Tower 12135. That's set. So we are ready to go. And it's right in here somewhere in these mountains. So high altitude, similar to Innsbruck, it's actually even higher than Innsbruck by elevation. And when we fly into Innsbruck, we need as much power as we can from the engines anyway. The Neo is an overpowered aircraft anyway, but what we're going to do is turn the APU on so we can fire up the APU and get the PAX, the air conditioning system, diverted to that for descent. Yeah. It sounds like, Mr. Blue, you're using New Sky wrong, which is why you're struggling. But that's the point of the New Sky Academy. Like I said, you've got to learn how it works first. So if you're going to search for a specific aircraft like the A320 Neo and you want to fly the A32NX, then you need to search the aircraft type code, which is, as the guys in the chat have said, A20N for the ICAO code for the A320 Neo, which is the A32NX. If you want to fly the A320, like the Phoenix, then you need to search A320 at that point. Lots of constraints along the way. Manage mode should take care of that for us, and we've still got the cabin announcements on automated. So that we can focus on the flying, and we can just hear what the cabin announcements do in the kind of sequence of things as I get used to self-loading cargo. First time ever using it today. Pyreegue on PC, good afternoon. Is it possible to add SLC to Flow Pro, or is it just standalone? So Flow Pro works in the sim. It's a good question. SLC, self-loading cargo, that's why I've had an issue kind of displaying it on today's stream, because it actually runs outside of the sim. It's nothing to do with the flight sim. It works to simulate things as you're flying along, and it uses FSUI PC7 in order to do that. So you have to install FSUI PC7, and then when you run SLC, you open the self-loading cargo program. So effectively you install it, you then boot the sim up with FSUI PC already installed. You boot the sim, then you load up SLC, and when you log in, it's this little tiny icon down the bottom here that allows you to manage everything effectively. But it doesn't work in the sim. But in a minute, we've got 93 secured in the seats. We haven't got the seatbelt signs on just yet, but I'm going to do that now actually. What are we? 24,000 feet. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to leave the menu up. I'm going to turn the seatbelt sign on manually. There you go, it's gone green. There we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned the seatbelt signs on. Please take your seats. You must now remain seated until the signs are turned off. Thank you.
Cabin crew, prepare the cabin for landing.
There we go. It's about 10 minutes to landing, 15 minutes to landing roughly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to land.
Turbulence over the mountains.
Clear all items from the aisle and under your seat, and place your seats and trays in the upright position. Please fasten your seatbelts and remember to turn off all electronic devices until after landing.
Look at these views. Beautiful. And that wing flex. Wiggle wiggle. One 2135. Oh, he's going for the early ATC. Big thanks to Jakob. Tatry Tower, good afternoon. Osprey 665 Alpha A320 Neo, flight level 200, descending with Alpha for the Omari 1 Delta arrival, expecting runway 27 ILS.
Osprey 665 Alpha, good day, Tatry Tower, radar contact. Information Alpha, defense level 110 and clear Umari 1 Delta, arrival for ILS 27.
Descend flight level 110 and expect ILS 27 for Osprey 665 Alpha, cleared Umari 1 Delta.
Osprey 665 Alpha and proceed direct Tango 681.
Proceed direct Tango 681, Osprey 665 Alpha. I'm going to go to managed, open descent now. We've got ATC vectoring us into this, and we've got a direct to 681. So, little shortcut, we're a little bit of a couple of degrees of bank, but we're still flying effectively a straight line. Boarding time, hello. There he is, folks. People were asking who made the video earlier on for the pre-stream teaser promo that we had. It was boarding time. QNH 1008, isn't it? So I'm just going to set this now. And then I'll go back to standard pressure. Look at this. So obviously with the Central Eastern Europe update, they updated all the photogrammetry, they improved it, they increased the quality of it effectively. And this is the first time flying in Tatry, surrounded by mountains. It's a really stunning bit of kit. And it's a really stunning location in real life if you look at some of the features and the pictures of real life images of Poprad-Tatry. So that's why we're flying in today. Have a little look.
Look
at that.
Score 1000 and descent flight level 180 for Coca-Cola 383.
Cargo 383 radar contact and confirm Marivan Delta for ILS 27.
Marivan 1 Delta, approach for runway 27, Coca-Cola 383.
Osprey 665 Alpha, confirm indicated speed.
Currently 290 knots, Osprey 665 Alpha.
Osprey 665 Alpha, roger.
I'm conscious I've got a 787-8, a 747-8 behind me. So I'm trying to keep my speed up. But I need to reduce speed soon, that's the problem. So we're going to have an issue shortly. Jan, no, you don't need FSU IPC for New Sky. Tom, yeah. So in the world update, Poprad-Tatry was created by Gaia. So it's a handcrafted at Sobo Airport, which is there. Send 8,000 feet, QNH 1008, Osprey 665 Alpha. Paul, I haven't tried it recently. How are the passengers doing? Cabin not secured.
Confirm Marivan Delta and inbound Tango Tango 685.
Affirm, we're inbound Tango Tango 685 for runway 27, Cargo Lux 33.
Cabin crew are now passing through, making sure the cabin is secure for touchdown. Look. Happy that the turbulence was as calm as the captain thought it would be 5 minutes ago, according to Jeremy Franklin. This is a nice flight, one person says.
Revox 383 to right, heading 120, vectoring for ILS 27.
Vectoring for runway ILS 27, right 120, Cargo Lux 383.
(1008). We are lower than we think we are. Decel point coming up. Here we go. It'll do it automatically.
The cabin is secured for landing.
Cabin secure.
Thanks.
No problem. Let me know when we need to be seated.
We're almost ready actually, so you can take your seats now.
Well, that's convenient.
No problem. All stations, seats for landing, please.
I like that. All stations, cabin crew, seats for landing.
Cargo 383, descend 9,000 feet, QNH 1008.
QNH 1008, descend 9,000.
I'm going to drop the speed to 230. We're well below.
665 Alpha, descend 5,500 feet, and clear ILS 27.
Descend 5,500 feet and clear ILS 27, Osprey 665 Alpha. You know, Beluga, I'm not 100% sure to answer that question, buddy, but look at this. There's Poprad-Tatry. Look at the backtrack required here. Our first glimpse of this Asobo handcrafted airport nestled in the... Is it the Poprad or Tatry Mountains? I forget which. Look at that. Just got to go back in the flight deck actually, hold on. Keep managing the descent here. We're going to go perf page, activate approach mode, so we can hold the green dot, and I'll keep the engines on idle. 1800 foot per minute should do us nicely. We'll keep the speed brake extended to help with the descent because it's giving us a bit of work to do. Crikey, what's that noise? Airplane does not sound healthy, does it, folks? We look quite high, don't we? So, auto brake medium, that's set. Gonna go heading mode for this, just to help sort us here. Got our work cut out. Long final in the valley. Massively above the glide slope, not good. Because in real life, Nicholas, they in flight don't extend beyond half in the Airbus. So even if you set it to full, it would only extend to half. Big bumpy turbulence here, flying in. Let's pause the music for now. Make sure I've got my charts ready. ILS is set, that's all good. Lights and signs. Go to 1600 foot per minute now. We're getting back on the profile a bit more now. 5.5.
Cargo looks 383, descent 7,000 feet, QNH 1008.
That's a bit better.
QNH 1008, descend 7,000, cargo looks 383.
I'm just going to drop the speed brake, ground spoilers armed. And turning. Look at this. Beautiful. Around the motorway. This is all handcrafted as well, look. By Gaia Simulations as part of the World Update. They've done the roads, the town. Really stunning.
Osprey 665 Alpha, speed 230, correction, speed 220 knots or greater.
220 knots or greater, Osprey 665 Alpha.
Cargo looks 383, reduced speed 220 knots indicated.
Literally can't go much slower.
220 knots,
About to establish. Look at the mountains. That is quite spectacular, isn't it, folks? Look at that. Imagine that for a view before flying in somewhere. Start turning. Two 99 will do. Flick across 5.5, set 299. Approach mode is now armed. Lock's now active. Autopilot 2 engage as well. Cat 3 single dual now. We'll go flaps 1. We're at 9 miles. There's the runway. That Osprey 665 Alpha is established ILS 27 9 miles.
Osprey 665 Alpha, roger. Continue approach and speed 180 knots until 6 DM. Target.
We'll go continue approach and speed 180 till 6. Osprey 665 Alpha.
2,500.
Check.
383, turn left, heading 36.
Okay, let's help the aeroplane. Gear down, 200 knots.
5,500. Descent 5,500, left 360.
This is bumpy.
303.
Flaps 2. Right on the cusp of speed here.
2,500.
VNE. Getting chucked about somewhat too. Look at this. This is stunning. What else have we got here? Just trying to find some nice views. I know I'm flicking around a bit here, folks. Beautiful. This is an area of the world I haven't really explored very much of. To be fair, probably quite a few of us haven't. Flap 3, 185. Okay, so we are in the limit speed for that. 180 till 6. Okay, that'll do. Now final approach speed, let's get it sorted down. Flap 3 is our final stage of flaps for today, folks, don't forget.
Osprey 665 Alpha, wind 270 degrees 10 knots, runway 27, clear to land.
2,500.
Runway 27 cleared to land, Osprey 665 Alpha.
2,500.
And because this looks really scenic,
Cargo 38 left heading 300, clear.
I have selected Sky Dolly for today. Flight recorder gives me this really weird, flight control replay, sorry, gives me this really horrible stutter. I don't understand why it does it. So for that reason I've kind of ditched that 6.5 for the missed approach. That's set. So gear down, 3 green, ground spoilers are armed. Flaps are 3 and set, cabin is secure. Autopilot off, my controls. It's actually a little turbulent, but it's keeping it interesting. It's a stunning view. The reflection of the windscreen as well is quite cool. We need to bring our rate of descent down a little bit here. Watching our speed as well. Outer marker.
Cargo 383, speed 180 knots until 6. Speed 180 until 6, cargo left 383.
Tatry Tower, Osprey 722, descending through flight level 2.
Osprey 722, good day, Tatry Tower, I have contact. Information Alpha KNH 1008.
1,000.
Descent 10.
We've now got a 14 knot crosswind coming across the valley.
Arrival for ILS 27.
Minimum.
Rate of descent's now increased all of a sudden. It's gone amber, that's the sync that we're getting as well. It's quite choppy, it's variable weather. It's giving us a little bit of work to do. Right, control visualizer for you guys as well. In the haste of it all, forgot.
400.
Look at this, like a concrete paved runway.
200.
Hay bales, very nice touch. Here we go, looking ahead.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
That's down. And decel. Reverse, green. Wow, this is a cool runway texture.
Osprey 665 Alpha, runway 27, backtrack approved, vacate via Alpha and stand number 2.
Backtrack approved, vacate Alpha stand 2, Osprey 665 Alpha. I reckon we could just about make it in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your destination. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened and keep the aisles clear until the aircraft is parked at the gate.
Cabin crew, please disarm doors.
There you go, somebody asked about that.
Osprey 722, descend 8,000 feet. Correction, descend 8,000 feet.
Cargo looks is going to have to go around, so I can't go any faster.
Items may have shifted during the flight. You may now switch on any electronic devices again to send.
Foot per minute, 303. 1.26 G with no bounce. I'll take that. Don't forget the foot per minute will be higher because we're landing downhill as well. Welcome to Poprad-Tatry. To be fair, David, the cargo looks should have slowed down a lot earlier anyway. Controllers probably just thought, send it anyway. But, to be fair, he's there, look, and I'm vacating now. So he's made it. I guess the controllers tried to sequence him as best as possible. He's done a pretty good job of it as well, I think. Forgot to put the APU on.
383 with 260 degrees 9 knots, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land, Bravo 27, Coca Lux 383.
There we go. Oh, Wizzy Woo sat there. Yeah, that was actually really nicely done by ATC. Timed perfectly, and here he comes. The cargo looks 747. So we're going to reset GPWS flap 3. We can pop the LS mode off, flight directors off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the captain turns.
Follow this round. This is tight. Wow. There's the windsock. Wait till this 747 comes in.
Good afternoon, Tatry Tower. This is Osprey 7821 with you, flight level 226, descending flight level 100 for the Omni 1 Delta arrival ILS 27.
Osprey 7821, good day, Tatry Tower radar contact. Information Bravo.
We need to fly that 747, don't we? So this is a Gaia Simulations contracted airport that they've created for the World Update, Central Eastern Europe Update, so it's therefore an Asobo handcrafted, we call it. Very limited on stands, but look at this basin that it's sitting in here, this beautiful, beautiful mountain range off in the backdrop. I would imagine quite unforgiving as an airport, certainly in bad conditions, bad weather conditions and things. I would imagine the winds can be quite choppy and quite nasty as well at times. Shall we park?
7821, proceed direct, Tango 681.
Direct Tango 681.
Suckle you up into my engines.
Cargo looks 383, runway 27, back target
Is this a static
via Alpha
aircraft?
And taxi stand number 4.
Taxi stand number 4, backtrack via Bravo 27, then Alpha, Coca Lux 383.
It is, isn't it? Or is that somebody that spawned in? Oh well, we'll just have to pretend. Because there's on stand 3 there's a little aeroplane as well. Chuffing heck. We're definitely going to cut his nose. Tower's asking if we're flying back, but no, sadly not. Taxi lights are off. Where is she sending me? Don't even know. Oh. Now she's waving at me. We don't have a custom profile for this, that's half the problem. Turned into a madwoman. What do you want from me? That's it, isn't it? Please cut engines. I don't know. We'll have to guess. Okie dokie. Right, so APU's all good, and on lights and signs set as required. Please cut engines 1 and 2. She's going to give us a shocker of a score. Look at that backdrop. Bit too far to the left. Beacon off.
Ground to cockpit.
Our new sky.
Go ahead. Hi, Captain. Microphone check.
We'll see what we scored. Almighty Death, welcome.
Crystal clear.
Thanks for subscribing. 9.9 with a long landing. He was in the touchdown zone though. Cheeky buggers. I'll take that though. 15,780 for the profit. Very nice.
Roger.
We go 9 Quebec.
And we can go GSX.
Information Bravo QNH
Request D
1008.
boarding. Poprad-Tatry.
To London Luton via Marijuana Foxtrot. Initial climb flight level 120 squawk 1000.
We've got 60 foot per minute there. 1.25 with a firm landing. That's very different to what we had in the other options.
Go 9 Quebec Zulu, read correct. Osprey 722 wind 260 degrees 9 knots, runway 27 clear to land.
It's established, 27 clear to land, Osprey
3, let's have a little watch of Gav.
Passengers bus is coming.
So ideally they'd get off here and they'd just walk in to
Osprey 78
one of those rooms there.
8,000 feet QNH 1008.
But alas, we don't have that.
QNH 1008, Osprey 781.
Poprad-Tatry look really cool though. Very tiny airport. That's literally it, folks. Couple of stands, little hangar there as well for maintenance. Control tower. It's got see-through glass in it. Oh, they made it and fly through, so we couldn't go through with the drone cam. And then they've done the exterior over here, look, as well. So, and as we saw flying in, they've done the motorway that kind of stretches off all the way down the road there. And there's the flyovers and the motorways on approach too that they've detailed. A couple of these big unique buildings as well. Not sure if they're meant to be that big though. There's the Pappies. And here's the touchdown zone. So we're going to get ready for Gav.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Yeah, it's a pretty average looking airport, isn't it? One of those Gaia handmade. That backdrop looks great about 5 to 6 PM, Caro says. Bottom left, Johan, it's SLC, self-loading cargo. It's kind of one of the features of today's live stream that we've been speaking about throughout the entire journey today. Waiting to get up. Why? Thought we're good. We can disembark. So we can't hear any updates there. Why are the crew waiting to get up? Have I got the seatbelt signs still on? Oh, for goodness sake, that's why.
Cabin crew.
Osprey 7821 descent 5,500 feet clear ILS.
Oh wow.
7.
We're still learning.
5,500 feet, cleared ILS 27, Osprey 781.
The tower says he needs the stands freed up for the next arrivals. I don't think he realises that I'm streaming, so that you guys are all flying in with me, so I can't exactly just log off and disappear. Plus we're still disembarking anyway. Elk might have to jump off with the big old 747 then. That was a good landing in that. Big old jet. Go observer mode.
Poprad-Tatry
Yeah, I could do actually, to be fair. Oh look, he's in the Phoenix. He's in the Eurovision Phoenix. May Muller.
Contact information Bravo.
Beautiful landing. It's impossible to see how good it is though, annoyingly. But that backdrop, wow. Is that a static?
Osprey 722, runway 27 backtrack approved, vacate via Alpha.
It is.
Stand number 4.
Somebody's just sat there on an airliner stand in a static. On Vatsu. Ah. Not ideal. There's literally GA parking over here as well. Using an airliner stand. My goodness. How many more have we got coming in? Let's check for Lancer. So Gav's backtrack. Osprey 7821 is coming in. Pyreegue as well, Transavia 9 Kilo Lima. We speak of the devil. Oh, we've got a Burgess coming in as well by the looks of it. Big Phil, Osprey 492, he's over Katowice at the moment though, a bit further away. Coming in from Rotterdam too. Flight Sim Gamer, don't know where he's gone, he's off down that way somewhere. Don't know where he's gone.
That was a bit of a rough landing. You certainly made your presence known to the locals.
Sorry about that. I'm sure we'll do better next time.
Cheeky!
If you need anything more, just give me a call.
Ground to cockpit. Go ahead.
Who's got the Hoover?
Just a reminder, if you're using software to track your virtual airline flight, you might want to finalise your flight now.
That's good, ground crew. Make sure you update your virtual airline pilot client to end your flight. So apparently the landing was really firm and I made my presence known, and then the cleaners are hoovering up all the mess in the cabin. New flight report.
180 knots or greater until 67821.
So I got a rating of B there, and then it gives you this. So this is the report from today from our flights. So pilot grade B, landing rate minus 60 foot per minute, 1.2 G. Definitely don't think FSU IPC is very accurate at all. Then we can click it. What have we got here? Good flight for the overall passenger rating, and we got maximum point deduction for the passengers being less satisfied when they got on before. But then we got 50 points back because we arrived on time. So that negated the passenger satisfaction issues on board. Airmanship was good. Your ground speed was a little high whilst taxiing. That was on a runway, that's a backtrack. So there's something it doesn't take into account. Firm landing experienced. That was a good touchdown. So again, that's using the stupid G rating thing. I don't like that. And didn't crash the aeroplane, that's good. Airline SOP adherence. Maximum points for that. Ground crew communication. End of startup was not announced correctly. Could have jeopardised the safety of the crew on the ground. So I'm used to not doing that, to be fair. So I was playing catch up there. Seatbelt sign off at low altitude, below 10,000, which is a safety issue. Deducted 25 points. Again, I thought that's how you release the crew, but obviously not. I didn't give passengers enough warning about the roughy conditions on the climb out in the departure. Cabin crew were not notified of intent to descend. Inaccurate descent notification.
Kilo Lima, able speed 180 not indicated.
Whoops. Yeah, lots to learn. Very, very different way of managing flights and things. But 160 odd passengers arrived safely. Nevertheless.
7,000 speed 180. Osprey 7821, wind 260 degrees 9 knots, runway 27, clear to land.
Runway 27, clear to land.
We can see them all
781.
getting off. Final few passengers. Last row, I think. Crew are going to their stations. Now, Chris, you know what? I like it. It's got ambience in the background as well. There's things going on, so things like cross the pond. It gives you stuff to think about and stuff to manage and do, which is nice. It has got the ability to do like eventually medical issues, diversions, and all that. But to be honest, that's the sort of feature I'm probably going to deactivate during flights because they're a pain in the backside if that happens. Plus everybody will start to get them. Everyone using SLC will divert for medical issues and it becomes a little unrealistic. Oh my goodness.
79 Kilo Lima, descent 5,500 feet and clear ILS 27 number 3.
5,500 clear ILS 27.
Commentator, no, I was sent SLC for today because the new update 1.6 is a huge update to self-loading cargo. It's something I've never used before, and Steve, the developer, was keen for me to try it, see if I like it really, to share it with you guys.
Let's go,
Share my thoughts with you all.
Stand by, call begin.
Zoom zoom!
3 minutes. Roger.
In the beautiful Osprey Holidays livery. Looking good. Stand's filling up. I need to use it a bit more before I completely make my mind up, commentator, but it seems quite nice. Gives you bits to think about.
7821, runway 27 back track approved, vacate via Alpha and expedite.
Expedite. Oh yeah, someone else on final.
Trans Kilo Lima, minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed, 7 Kilo Lima.
Backtrack approved to vacate via Alpha Osprey 781.
There's 2 on final now. Man's got some pressure.
Do you want to deboard crew?
See, even if he gets told to expedite, he still can't go like max power, zoom, and slam the brakes on and swerve off at the end. So sometimes you just can't achieve what you're being asked to do. It's one of those things. They're getting ready for their hollybobs. What's all that clicking, clicking, clicking? Expect late landing clearance. Oh, that's the air flying Bulgaria, who is very short final. Whee! Commentators, yeah, absolutely. It'll just take me some time because I'm back to work now. So probably at some point next week.
Osprey 7821, taxi stand of your choice.
Standard choice 7821.
What I might have to do is go into observer mode so I can still see people landing. They won't be able to see me. Depends, because I think the others, whoever that Wizz is taking up a stand. There's that little PA-28. Oh, he's gone zipping off now. There we go. Fair enough. That's good of him. So a little PA-28 can be parked on the grass. They shouldn't be taking up a ramp.
Wizz Go 9 Quebec Zulu, start at the truth.
Wizz Air is Vatsim Rab. I think it's Avsim actually. He's flying to London Luton. There he is. That is that. There, that is Avsim. That's Max. Flying Bulgaria. We need to fly back there at some point soon. It's a really nice part of the world. Good touchdown. Oh, he's going for the backtrack without the turning point. Is he? No, he's backtracking at the turn anyway. Good stuff.
Transavia 9 Kilo Lima, expect delay to landing clearance.
Yeah, basically your standard choice is just park where you can. Oh, he's gone in there. That's the flying club. Awesome. It's a lovely little airport. It's in a very random part of Slovakia, the very north-east of Slovakia. And again, like we said earlier on, there is only one scheduled service to and from this airport in real life, and there is a Wizz Air service between London Luton and Poprad-Tatry, which you can of course replicate in real life as well, from real life into the sim, which is exactly what Avsim is doing in his Wizz A32NX there. I thought it was a static RAB, to be fair, because it had all that ground equipment around it with the marshaller like frozen in situ.
Kilo Lima, wind 260 degrees 9 knots, runway 31 clear to left.
That is late landing clearance as well. The controller's done an incredible job sequencing us all in, actually, to be fair. Really smart job. And here comes Hergy. Is Transavia, Boeing 737-800. Big thank you to everyone who's hit the like button today. Virtual airline audit. Everything's okay. I found the logo. Have a nice day. Looks like we've passed the virtual airline audit with VATSIM for the next 6 months. Jolly good. What we like to hear, isn't it? I'll go to observer mode for Hergy. The thing is, that's the funny thing, isn't it? Because we are actually trying to now create and run and manage a proper virtual airline for people to really enjoy, and so that I can give you guys something back from being part of this channel's great community. Beautiful landing. So they shouldn't make it difficult for us. Certainly shouldn't be treated any differently to any other virtual airline. Tatry Tower, Osprey 665 Alpha is shut down, logging off. Thank you very much for the ATC. Have a good day.
Thanks for the flying. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So I'm going to go to observer mode. So now we're invisible. Why? That is because I don't know where Flight Sim Gamer UK has gone, because they're now south of Hungary. I think he's gone away and forgotten about fuel and things.
9 Quebec Zulu, line up runway 27 via
So let's dive in here.
Line up 27 via Alpha, Whiskey 9 Quebec Zulu.
I'm going to go door forward.
Stand by truck 27, Whiskey 9 Quebec Zulu.
Cargo doors are all closed. I'm going to go to engine on. Exit self-loading cargo. Let's get rid of that for now. So it has its own noises that are overlaid onto it by the sounds of it. So what I'm going to do,
and hold short of Alpha and
I'm going to be
Wizz Air,
getting the aircraft back in a state suitable for the approach that we had earlier on. And then at that point, Oh yeah, there's like loads of static ground equipment there. That's a real bad location for that. Then we'll replay the landing basically. Get all the lights on because we had all the lights on. Like so. We'll leave the APU fired up as well. Oops, flaps 2. Ground spoiler armed, auto brake medium, wasn't it? So the thing with Sky Dolly, for example, is it doesn't record every single state that the aircraft was in, all the little switches, knobs, dials, the engine state properly, that sort of thing. So you have to try and get it back into a state that you had it in earlier, in order for you to be able to try and replicate it a little bit more. I think so, actually. Yeah. Usually GSX overrides that though when you select a stand. At least I've seen it disappear and then move to a different one. Here we are in observer mode. Good. Otherwise I'll panic. So engines 1 and 2 are available. Let's reset the rudder trim. So this needs to be neutral. And I think we go to that view. That's my favourite. Play. So from here, we get all the warnings, all the bells and whistles, everything going completely mad because Sky Dolly just doesn't get it. It really doesn't understand. It's a bit of a mess, actually, to be frank, these days. It's gone to full flap and disarmed that. It's actually killed the engines as well, interestingly there, look. What was the point? Very scenic approach, isn't it? Over the motorway. Simon, yeah, the Embraer V8 East Midlands is still pushing back. I'm glad we didn't wait in the end. There's an aeroplane up there. You can see its lights just flashing away in the distance.
Let's go
over the mountains.
Quebec Zulu and wind 260 degrees 9 knots, around the way 27, clear for takeoff.
Clear takeoff, Whiskey Nine President.
We're going to go through Max on his takeoff run. We are invisible, we're on observer mode, so nobody can see us on VATSIM. If we were to transmit, however, we would be audible, which is obviously what we want to avoid as well. Ready to take a screenshot. There goes Max. We can't actually see him. Well, he can't see us rather. So he's going to go through us. Rotate. And away. Timed that perfectly. Zoom, zoom, off he goes. Ooh, he's lost the climb out there though. And he's back on it. We did this whole backtrack as well, didn't we? So what we're going to do is have a look from the outside. We'll go to follow aircraft, turn that off. And we'll go and watch it from over here. Here we go. Just jump back in real quick.
Quebec Zulu radar contact 4000
Turns all
feet,
the lights and
ground
everything off.
ground floor level 200.
200 Whiskey,
And it disarms that, and it sets them up wrong.
Osprey 492 Tatry Tower.
Go Osprey 492.
Roy, have a good one, buddy.
Osprey 492. Good day, Tatry Tower. Radar contact and descent 5500 feet, clear ILS 27 via Lolka 2.
Sounds like Big Phil's coming in. We'll wait for Big Phil.
Descend 5500, clear to land. Oh, sorry. Can you say that again? Sorry. 492.
Osprey 492, clear ILS 27. Thereby established. And descent 5500 feet.
Descending 5500 feet, clear for ILS.
Flybywire A32NX, the latest development branch this was today as well, and it's been really quite enjoyable. It's been a long time since we've been in the A320neo, and it's one of those aircraft we don't really use enough, to be fair. Look at that. Lovely. I'm going to get a screenshot of it. Let's just back it up, screw it, screw it, screw it. Dive in here quick. Oh look, it's remembered the lights this time. Magic. What are the chances? We'll get right to the flare. My goodness, Ashley. I last used the fly-by-wire in May last year.
260 degrees 9 knots, runway 27, clear to land.
Runway 27, clear to land, Osprey 492.
Because at the moment, the MSFS forums have got a competition on, like one of their little screenshot competitions, where they want you to take a photograph of the New World Update. And how would that be for an entry, do you reckon? Quite nice, isn't it? Or could even have kind of like, yeah, nice flare. Watch it from this view a little bit better. It's always nice to try and analyse the approach as best as we can. So I gave the stick a little yank back to kind of try and check the aeroplane into a flare. There. A little too early actually there. Or was that it actually? That could have been it. Beautiful touchdown. I'm really pleased with that. And we got these lovely passenger views. Big Phil looks like he's almost down. So I'm just trying to find him on Belanta or Simaware and things.
Yeah, it's all missing on Quebec Zulu, goodbye.
He's on final now. Epic. Coming in from Rotterdam. What we'll do then is we'll pause our replay right there. Remember, he can't see us, so that's fine. And here he comes. Just see them strobes in the distance. Can't see him when we zoom in too much though. It's a weird thing that MSFS does when it handles things like that. Ashley says, been jumping between the PMDG and the Phoenix since then, to be honest. Even with the Phoenix, I've not had any problems at all in the last week. 8 flights, 12 hours total without an issue. That's good. I think sometimes it's really important to put a bit of a focus on some of these freeware projects to show actually how good they are still to use, because this flight today has been really nice in the Flybywire A32NX. The new sounds from the latest dev branch from, is it a week or two ago when they updated the sounds? Very, very nice indeed. Here comes our last pilot. Andrew's flying this Sunday for real, very exciting. Ah yes, you've got that flying thing booked, haven't you? That's this Sunday. Very exciting. Don't forget as well on... Is it Saturday? It is, Saturday the 5th, isn't it? Don't forget on Saturday we've got Midsummer Madness. We're going to be starting at Birmingham Airport, Echo Golf Bravo Bravo. And we're going to be participating as an official VA partner of Midsummer Madness on the VATSIM UK network. So lots of flights in and out of Birmingham across 2 days over the weekend, the 5th and the 6th. Lots of prizes able to be won. You just need to make sure you've created an account on the VATSIM UK forum. Really important, and that's because that is where they're going to contact the winners. One of the prizes is an actual flight simulator experience, which is epic. They're also giving away a couple of PMDG licenses, I think 2 licenses for any of their products to 2 winners, and we're giving away some channel merch as well across the weekend, and they will contact me to let me know what winners have won those. And you can enter and win by various different methods. One of those being just flying in or out of Birmingham on the day. There are other entries. That's a beautiful touchdown, Phil. Epic job. Really, really good job. Yeah, some of them are based on the frequency of your flights. So depending on how many times you fly in and out of the airport during the event, that increases your chances of winning. So have a little look at the event page, look at the terms and conditions for winning a prize as well, and get stuck in. We're going to be flying to Riga from Birmingham, so just one sector for us. We'll be utilising that full ATC out of Birmingham on the day. So 5th of August, around midday UK time, I think. Haven't quite set the time exactly because A, I don't know how busy it's going to be, and B, I've got work later that day, so I can't be too late in the day streaming, because otherwise I'll be late for my real job. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's service out of East Midlands Airport, beautiful Pyreegue Devco EGNX MSFS with a fly-by-wire development branch A32NX to one of the new Central Eastern Europe, it's not a tongue twister, Central Eastern Europe World Update handcrafted airports here in Slovakia, the northeast of the territory, Poprad-Tatry, nestled beautifully in the mountains. Big thanks to everybody who's hit like, all our new subscribers from today. I hope you've enjoyed my first look of self-loading cargoes version 1.6 as well. Enjoy what's left of the week ahead. Thank you to all of our ATC today, at the beginning and the end. And I'll see you guys on Saturday for Midsummer Madness 2023. But in the meantime, as always, happy flying. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.